6 o'clock. It's the MJ Morning Show, and that's the. Instead of cutting off Joan Jett, I just cut off the. I'll just cut off the show intro. Right?
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's the abbreviated version of. This thing shakes you out of bed, doesn't it? All right, welcome everybody. It's been a while since I haven't played the full intro, right? All right. Here we go. 6:01 at the MJ Morning Show. Oh my God! One of the standouts for today's show. There are some people bent out of freaking shape over the ring finger picture that Michelle sent me. I've got a couple of people like, bye, never listening again. Some lady, she got a dig in on me. She called me a leprechaun. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, you got me. Oh, burn, exactly. Welcome, everybody. This is the MJ Morning Show. 6:02, a Friday morning. Look at this. Michelle said, what are our plans? I don't want you to spring anything on me. Do you have any ideas? I'll get into the ring thing in a second. So can you explain what exactly did you say to me as we were in the lobby walking upstairs to the studio this morning? Half an hour ago or so. What exactly? How did you put it? How'd you ask me?
I honestly don't remember. Except I was just saying to you, like, what is your plan for the rest of the day, like lunch or dinner, so that I can start planning my eating accordingly. Because you have this habit of like springing something on me. And if I've already like eaten for the day, then I can't go to a big dinner that you're, graciously inviting me to.
I have no plans for a massive banquet, okay?
Okay. Just making sure.
No buffet tonight or anything?
A giant whole pig on the table with the apple in the mouth. That's what I've planned for tonight. Mm-hmm. So is there anything you'd like? I mean, really, for us, tonight is wide open. We have no plans, which...
Let's keep it that way.
A lot of times I like that.
Yes.
We have no plans this weekend. It's just chill the bleep out week. Oh, by the way, I did use a CTFO on somebody. Chill the bleep out in response to the whole ring thing, which I'll get into the ring thing. For the very early listeners, I will explain the whole Michelle ring thing. I got to address this twice. So I want to address it now, and then I want to address it a little later around the time when we originally did the ring story on yesterday's program. All right, first of all, Michelle. Mm-hmm. You've been so good coming into the MJ Morning Show.
So good.
You've been so fantastic.
Did you get a prize?
The people love you. You get to pick what we do. Would you like to have lunch today? Would you like to have an early dinner? You just want to...
The late lunch, early dinner. The dinner or the lunch.
What do you want to do?
Like a 3 or 4, like an early bird kind of thing.
So what do you want to do? What would you like?
We'll figure it out.
You pick.
I got to think about it now.
It's your choice.
Fester.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You pick what we do for dinner tonight.
I wish there was a Sweet Tomatoes.
You know what?
Fester, remember those days we used to go to the Sweet Tomatoes?
I miss a good Sweet Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I did like Sweet Tomatoes, but I liked Sweet Tomatoes more circa like 2000, 2001, because then toward the later days they got a little cheaper.
Yeah.
The soups were not like the chicken noodle just didn't seem to have as much of the big chicken chunks in there,
and the soup bowl got smaller.
Oh, it did.
And you would complain about it.
Oh yeah, the soup bowl, man. They shrunk the size of the soup bowl.
But you can go back as many times as you want.
Oh, that's true. But they shrunk it in order to curtail people just taking a whole lot of product and maybe not eating it. Or, by putting a smaller bowl, people take less and maybe they don't go for seconds, third, fourths. But I just, with Sweet Tomatoes, still like them till the bitter end, until they went away. But they definitely made a very clear effort to cut back on food costs.
Well, one of their food-saving things they did was with the chicken soup, and I'm amazed that you pointed this out.
Yeah.
They actually started using pigeon.
No, they didn't.
I mean, much cheaper by the pound.
We just stop.
A lot of pigeon.
All right, 6:06. Let me do the ring story here quickly. Michelle
I'm in trouble now?
Well, no, you're not in trouble.
What happened?
But
Apparently.
where did you find the picture of?
Look.
It's a jewelry cleaning pen for sale apparently on Amazon, and there's an image. I guess it was a listener or not a listener, a customer.
A customer. Right.
But by the way, all of our listeners are customers. Thank you for being a customer here on the MJ Morning Show.
A lot of products on Amazon, people who purchase the product can post a review or photographs of them with the product.
So apparently a customer that bought the jewelry cleaning pen on Amazon left a review as well as a photo of their before and after picture. But what Michelle saw was, oh my God, what is going on with this woman's finger? And it's a ring finger. So on her ring finger, she has a before and after picture of the stone, I guess, dirty, but then the stone clean. And when you look at the woman's hand and her finger, you're like, what the hell is going on with her finger? It looks like they're going to have to call the rescue squad to cut the ring off her finger because she's going to lose that finger's turning black and is going to die from lack of blood circulation. So we post the picture on my Instagram yesterday. If you haven't seen the picture of the ring, it's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. The image is on my Instagram. Go look at it. You can't miss it. It's the lady with the finger and the ring. And I left a caption, MJ Morning Show on Q105 Tampa Bay, blah, 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 blah. This is an ad for a jewelry cleaning pen that Michelle saw online. I'm not concerned with dirty jewelry. I'm concerned with whatever the hell is going on with this lady's finger. And that's all I put.
That's it.
And Michelle found this. And, all right, it's not epidemic, but there are several people that are all bent the freak out of shape. And I can share a couple of these with you. This person's like, goodbye. I mean, it's like, what? Let me. But a lot of people are like, well, she's definitely not a hand model.
No, she's not a hand model.
No, she's definitely not a. Here. So this person here, Jay. God, what's? I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to.
Yeah, their name's irrelevant. What
JHP Wirtz. Wow. Rude. Bye.
Okay, hold on. That's not a bye forever. That could just be like a bye for now. Like, see you later.
Then I noticed they don't follow me anymore.
Oh no.
So wow, rude, bye. I mean, what is going on here?
To be fair, this was featured in an article. It popped up in my feed.
That's where you saw it. You saw it in an internet.
The woman obviously posted on an Amazon. I mean, I don't even understand what the big deal would be. She
put her photo out there.
Yeah, she put it out there.
It's not like we went around and surreptitiously. What's that word?
Surreptitiously.
Then another commenter here, Chris.
Nefariously.
Chris Meridia, and Chris Meridia writes, "This guy at his age still bullying people. I can take a joke, but this is not even funny at all.
No, Chris.
It's straight up bullying coming from us old-ass leprechaun-looking fool." What does that mean? It's straight up bullying coming from us old-ass leprechaun-looking fool.
Okay, can I just point out, did you do a guy's voice just now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That person is a girl.
Okay.
Now she's going to really be mad at you. Oh, my, you've misrepresented her with your narration or your reading of her post.
All online impressions are non-gender specific.
All right.
Okay.
I'm just going.
You are.
I'm just doing
my belly aching and complaining voice.
That is it. Exactly what I'm doing.
Look at the big leprechaun bullying people. I mean, it's not my fault this lady has no circulation in her ring finger.
That's the one that called me a leprechaun. So I respond back. My wife found this and sent it to me. CTFO, meaning chill the F out.
Why do you feel the need to respond?
Oh, thank you, Buster.
Why not? They're responding to me. I'm responding back.
Who cares? Boo.
Anyway, so a couple of people bent out of shape. What's the big deal? Go look at the lady with the finger that looks like it's about to be choked to death.
The only thing bent out of shape is her finger.
I mean, how does she get that freaking ring off her finger?
It's so.
Go look at this. It's on my Instagram. You can't miss it. Certified MJ Radio. Certified MJ Radio. Just getting started. 6:11 MJ Morning Show Q105. Shriner with traffic. We're back in just a minute.
Good morning. We do have one.
104.7 FM, MJ, Fester, Michelle, 622. What? Line 4? Andrew says grab an early phone call here. All right, listener wants to make a comment. Hi, good morning, Scott. Yes, Scott. Can I help you, Scott?
Good morning, MJ.
Yeah.
Scott from U-Haul.
Oh, Scott from U-Haul.
That's Scott.
We know who Scott is. He works at a U-Haul in Pinellas Park or something, right?
Yes, sir. Can I say, yeah.
Yep.
Just my father's going to have heart surgery today, and that song right there just made my freaking day, okay?
Well, I'm glad we chose that then, because that's the one and only song we're playing during the whole freaking morning show. one damn song. And I'm even thinking about eliminating the 617 song.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I love you.
All right, so hold on. What kind of heart surgery is he having?
They got to go through the bottom of his foot all the way to.
Oh, so is he having a bypass?
Yeah.
Is he having a double, a triple, quadruple? How many?
Yeah, it's the third one.
A triple.
No.
Yeah.
Is this his third procedure?
Yes, sir.
Oh, no. Okay. So it's his third heart surgery, but is he having another bypass?
Correct.
So they have to take some veins out of his leg to use for his heart to operate the bypass.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, this is his third one?
Yes, sir.
How old is he?
86.
Oh, wow. A lot of times at that age, they don't do those surgeries because they're high risk.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
86. All right. Well, listen, we wish him the best. And listen, if I can just have some song randomly come up in the computer that makes your day, then I'm happy. I'm happy.
You can play this song all day long. I'll just keep. That's it.
You mean hold on? You mean we should just shut the hell up and just put September by Earth, Wind, and Fire on a loop?
Man, you should see me keep dancing. You want to? I can do a little dance. I mean, god dang. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Scott, you're welcome.
All right, well, listen, we wish is it your father-in-law?
No, it's my dad.
Oh, it's your dad. All right, I'm sorry. Where did I get father-in-law? All right, so we wish your dad the best. Which hospital? Which hospital's doing the surgery?
He's Domino. He's going to the Bayfront.
Okay, so he'll be at the VA. All right.
No, Bayfront.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bayfront House, not Bay Pines.
Bayfront. That's right. Bay Pines is VA.
No, because they won't take insurance at the VA. It's crazy.
All right.
So,
Well, listen, good luck, man. We appreciate it. Let us know how he does.
all right. Don't forget U-Haul.
Don't forget U-Haul.
Yeah, U-Haul. Yeah.
I think. Are you going to be at the hospital, like waiting during the surgery and everything?
I still got to work, man.
Hold on, you got to be renting U-Hauls while your father's undergoing his third heart operation?
Oh, man. Oh, boy. I don't have to, but life goes on.
Yeah, when somebody needs the 26-footer with grandma's attic, they got to have it.
You got it.
All right, have a good one, man.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
I call it got weird at the end. I mean, some things are worth taking a day off of work for.
Yeah, I think
I'm of the belief that if you have a job where you go and you get paid, the whole place will be fine if you took a day off. You know?
Right. Listen to this. Listen, hold on, Andrew. Yes, are you trying to say something, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm going to take the day off.
Yeah, take the day off. Andrew. Listen.
Andrew's going to take the day off for Scott's father's heart surgery?
Yes.
There we go. Andrew, since Scott can't be at the hospital because he's working at U-Haul, why did you just go down to Bayfront and just sit in for Scott?
Be there for him.
Yeah, exactly. All right, listen to this. Foster mom charged with abuse as authorities investigate whether a girl was traded for a monkey.
What?
Okay. You heard me right.
No.
You heard, yes. A Missouri foster mother's been charged with child abuse and endangerment as authorities investigate whether she traded an adopted daughter to someone in Texas for a monkey.
What even goes through your mind to even think? I mean,
say what?
What kind of monkey?
A monkey that can do chores better than the child? I don't even know. What was the purpose?
I guess she wanted a monkey.
Decided to. I don't think she's going to get paid for the monkey the way she's getting paid to have a foster child because they receive some kind of funds, right, Fester?
Monkeys?
Listen to this. The 70-year-old woman from Missouri has been jailed on a $250,000 bond since her arrest over the weekend. Her next court appearance is going to come on Tuesday of next week. No attorney is listed for the woman. Prosecutors wrote in asking for a cash-only bond that the girl's mother was a foster or adoptive parent to more than 100 children. What? The filing said she had received information that some of the children also suffered similar physical and emotional abuse, but apparently she traded one of the girls to somebody in Texas for a monkey.
I need more information on this monkey.
Oh, my God. I mean, was it a rhesus monkey?
Yeah.
Was it a macaque? What is macaque, right? Macaque, yeah, right?
I think the emphasis is on the A.
No, both are, yeah.
Macaque.
Yeah.
A Reese's monkey? Is that another one?
I said, that's the first thing I said.
Then what am I thinking of? What are the ones that, like, you see people have, or you...
A capuchin?
Yes.
A capuchin? How do I know so many damn monkeys?
I don't know.
Why do I know so... But yeah, I wonder if anyone's taken the Blues Brothers tact on this. You know, the lady trades the adopted kid or foster kid for a monkey. So I wonder if anyone are like maybe citing, you know, the Blues Brothers rules on this. Remember this?
The caddy. Where's the caddy?
The what?
The Cadillac we used to have. The Bluesmobile.
I traded it.
Traded the Bluesmobile for this?
No, for a microphone.
A microphone? Okay, I can see that.
Oh, God. You traded little Emily for a monkey?
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see that.
Okay, I can see.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I really have to get to know Emily.
I can see that. This is awful.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
bad.
what does this mean? I don't think she has 100 foster kids at once.
No,
Maybe-
over the course of 15 to 20 years,
Yeah, she's had
she had
100
like 200 foster children.
Oh, my God.
You could foster a kid for just a couple of days
Yes.
while they're in transition from one place to another or one situation from another. So it's not like she's, you know, you hear foster care,
Yeah,
sometimes you think
yeah.
of like long-term care.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that just do emergency
Right.
service.
It could be for a few days or a week
Yeah.
or, you know, maybe just a few months while, you know, something works its way. But here that they're saying that the sheriff said they're aware of the allegations about
Right.
the transaction. They confirmed
Right.
that the authorities did find a
monkey?
handful of monkeys
Oh, they have
at her home.
She has a bunch of monkeys.
Yes.
She might have traded a whole bunch of foster kids for monkeys.
And the prosecutor says they have information regarding the transportation of the monkey back to Missouri after the child was delivered, but they'll have to further investigate whether that was actually a trade for the child or if it was something that does not rise to the level of any type of trafficking.
No, you drop a kid off over state lines for
And then-
any kind of
and
animal.
then, and then you
I'm
get a
just
monkey.
reading-
It sounds like a damn trade to me. You traded the little girl for a monkey?
All right, hold on.
Okay, I can see that.
Is Emily safe?
First of all, I just made up the name Emily.
Oh,
Her-
okay.
the kid's
Fine.
name is not Emily.
Okay, fine. Is the little kid safe?
We don't know. I have no information about the fate of the kid that was apparently traded for the monkey in Texas. There's nothing in the story that says what's going on with the foster kid, apparently part of the trade.
Is this a funny story or a terrible story?
I'm not even sure what to.
No, it's not a funny story. It's like a what the hell story is what it is. All right, 6:32 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. That's kind of like an appetizer. That was a warm-up act to Morons in the News next. Yeah, and I got a solid pile of everyone loves the Morons.
Yes.
Everyone loves the Morons. You know what I tried to find? Remember, everybody loves Mike Vick. Remember that guy? but he didn't say. I can't find that anywhere.
A pastor or something.
Yeah.
He was talking about Mike Vick.
Right. I can't find that audio bite. I tried to find it on YouTube. I know it was in our old archives. So if you remember Michael Vick, the former, was he Atlanta Falcon?
He played for the Falcons,
Right.
and then he went away for a little while.
And then remember, he had like the whole dogfighting operation. I mean, just heinous, horrific, awful. And he was busted, did time. And there was some pastor that came to Michael Vick's defense. And I tried to find this audio bite in the last like week or so because there was another football player that got in trouble for like having fighting dogs. I'm like, didn't you learn anything from Michael Vick? And I didn't end up doing the story. And I was looking all over the place for the pastor that held like a press conference. And it's the best audio ever. And it was like, everybody loved my dick. And he was trying to say Mike Vick, but it sounded exactly like what I just said. And I can't find it anywhere. If anyone can find that, $10,000 reward. No, I'm kidding.
No.
That's a joke. $10 reward. All right, a $10 reward. All right, folks, Morons in the news next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. Hey. Rejoiner with everything we've been talking about. The perfect rejoiner for early morons in the news. There you go. You traded the little adopted girl. You traded the foster kid for a monkey. Okay, I can see that. By the way, update on that. Andrew, our producer, just found this. Where's this from? From AP, from the Associated Press. The deputy asked authorities in Texas to check on the girl. The child welfare officials in Texas did and took the girl into protective custody. And she's doing well in a group home right now.
All right.
So the girl from, was it Missouri?
She was from Missouri.
That was traded for a monkey in Texas. Apparently she's doing okay.
Good.
All right. Because I do. Oh, and the other update. Fester is like the biggest internet clod on the planet.
Really, really dumb.
And Fester found the audio bite that I couldn't find. But then again, I tried to search for about a minute and a half. So if you were listening to the last segment, I was mentioning the Mike Vick audio bite. So this is some dude. I guess he was with some chapter of the NAACP, and was he in Georgia?
I have no idea. I mean, maybe.
Right.
I mean, he might have been like with the Atlanta NAACP, and he was giving a press conference about the time Mike Vick was arrested or under investigation.
How did I even bring up Mike Vick a few moments ago? How did I bring that up? Do you remember?
You said there was some other NFL player that...
No, but what prompted me to even bring that up? No, there was some of the catalyst. Anyway, so if you're just tuning in, just a quick update before Morons in the News. So I was mentioning, I was trying to find this. I thought he was a pastor. Maybe he is. So, and he's defending like Mike Vick after the whole dogfighting incident. Of course, he did prison time for that. And I had mentioned that there was another story of an NFL player that apparently has been charged, and I don't have the story handy, but if you want to look it up, you can. So, some other issue, and I'm like, did you not see what happened with Michael Vick, and you've got fighting dogs? What the hell are you doing? And then I brought up that when I saw the story last week, I was trying to find the best piece of audio ever, and it's this dude that's trying to say, and people love Mike Vick, but it didn't quite come out like that, and then Fester has found the audio.
Yes, there are many dog lovers, fans in the NFL, but there are also many other people who just love Mike Vick. And these people... There are also many, many other people who just love my dick. There are also many, many other people who just love my dick. And these people, too, are significant in numbers. There are also many, many other people who just love my dick.
He's trying to say Mike Vick.
Yeah, I mean, many people.
Oh, boy. You ready for early morons in the news?
There are many, many people that love early morning morons in the news.
Yes. New Jersey hairstylist tried to hire a hitman that she found on Tinder to kill ex-boyfriend, a police officer, and his daughter. All right. First of all, you're not going to find a hitman online. In fact, remember, there's that website.
Hireahitman.com or something like that?
There's a dude that has a website where people are actually trying to hire a hitman, and he turns all those folks over to law enforcement. A New Jersey woman allegedly tried to orchestrate a murder-for-hire plot targeting her former cop boyfriend and his teenage daughter through a dating app, offering $12,000 for a hitman to kill the two. What? Jacqueline Diorio, 26, was arrested after she began communicating with a confidential informant to pull off a double murder. This is according to the Camden County, New Jersey prosecutor's office. This woman is accused of offering the phony hitman $12,000 to kill both her 53-year-old ex-boyfriend, who's a cop with the Philadelphia Police Department, and his 19-year-old daughter. What the hell? All right, hello. You're not going to hire a hitman online, and certainly there are not hitmen available for hire on Tinder. Which way do you swipe for the hitman? I know that I've never been on Tinder because, my dating career predates, the whole dating app crap. But I know that Tinder's the one where you swipe left, swipe right, right?
Yeah.
So which way do you swipe for the hitman, just out of curiosity? Which one? Do you swipe down, like down into the grave? I mean, which Oh, my God.
The bigger question, too, is where do you meet the hitman?
She met the fake hitman on the popular dating app Tinder, according to the criminal complaint obtained by NBC Philadelphia. After exchanging messages, authorities said that Diorio and the man met at a Wawa.
Those things are all over the greater Philadelphia area.
Oh, yeah, Philadelphia, Southern Jersey, Wawas. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They met at Wawa.
For what did they meet at the Wawa for? I got something different over here.
Where'd they meet?
Listen, she exchanged several phone calls and text messages with the informant from March 31st to April 3rd. It's very fresh. During the communications, she allegedly said that she wanted her ex-boyfriend dead and revealed that he was a cop. On April 3rd, the informant reported the murder-for-hire plot to the county prosecutor, who had detectives call Philadelphia police to make them aware that one of their cops was a target. Prosecutors said that Diorio met with the informant now at a Dollar General store.
Yeah.
All right. So, so first they met at Wawa. Then I guess there was a follow-up at a Dollar General.
Well, that's where she made the down payment.
They both have good parking lots.
She allegedly handed over a $500 down payment in cash for the killings and said she would pay the rest in installments.
I didn't know that hitmen had financing plans.
Yeah. What's the interest rate on that? Yes, Andrew.
If she doesn't continue to pay, does he bring the guy back?
No. Turns her in. After exchanging the money, Diorio was swarmed by police officers from the Gloucester Township Police Department Special Response Team and arrested. During the arrest, police discovered she had a bottle unlabeled, and it was suspected to be alprazolam.
Okay.
Is that like...
it's generic Xanax.
Is that what it is? All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
Not that I
know,
but I know.
Charged with 2 counts of first-degree attempted murder, 1 count of first-degree conspiracy to commit murder. Now, I don't have the details on the informant. So, was how did she find him on Tinder knowing that he was allegedly a hitman who was not really a hitman that then was going to rat her out and turn her over to the cops? And how about, is that not nuts? That's why we call it Morons in the News. Hey, when you call 911, and let's be very clear here. 911 dispatchers do a phenomenal job. They serve the community. They serve the public. Remember, we've had a couple of 911 dispatchers call the show. There was one recently that called.
Yeah.
And they do a remarkable job. But, well, there's an issue with at least one. You know, listen, you can have 1,000 great dispatchers. You might have one that's doing something they shouldn't be doing. A Georgia man called 911 trying to report a possible break-in at his home, but the dispatcher who took the call was apparently distracted trying to order a McGriddle.
Oh, my God.
I'll tell you right now, ordering off of the McDonald's app is easier than ever.
Really?
Well,
Yes.
hold on a minute. So this, again, is in Georgia. Local CBS affiliate WTOC recently conducted an investigation into possible issues with the 911 call center in Chatham County, Georgia. According to the report, thousands of calls end up being abandoned by the callers every month due to a lack of responsiveness from the dispatchers. But in the case of one caller, the dispatcher picked up, and while she was seemingly dividing her attention between the scared citizen who thought that he had a break-in going on, she apparently was ordering breakfast. Dylan Johnson spoke with the TV station about the investigation and shared his experience. He made his phone call on February 14th of this year when his wife was home alone and thought that she heard someone trying to break into their home in Windsor Forest, Georgia. He told WTOC TV, "My wife called me while I was at work at about 9:30 and said someone was snooping around the house, knocking on the doors and banging on windows and stuff. I was panicking. My wife was home alone with my 5-month-old daughter, and I was coming home not knowing what I was going to come home to." After calling the county's non-emergency line, he then called 911 3 times. When someone finally picked up his call for help, the dispatcher can be heard talking to other people, apparently about placing a breakfast order, saying, McGriddle.
Oh, so somebody was like taking the order for like the whole
Yeah,
store,
it wasn't
department.
right. It's not on the app.
Okay,
So I
all
guess
right.
somebody must have been leaving the 911 dispatch center to do a breakfast run to McDonald's, and he was taking orders from the other dispatchers in the room, and the dispatcher that took the phone call about the possible break-in apparently wanted a McGriddle.
It's a good sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, what's the issue?
What's the deal with the
They're
guys?
hungry. They gotta be fed.
Deal
Is
with
there
the guy's
audio of this?
emergency.
I mean, have they released the audio of the dispatcher saying
No, I have not. I have
Sir.
not heard the audio on that.
any
Yeah.
word if it was a bacon McGriddle or a sausage McGriddle?
Hopefully a bacon.
I've always been a bacon guy, but you know what? Those sausage McGriddles are pretty damn good.
I'm not a sweet and savory guy.
Yeah.
I don't want
That's
that.
on you.
Yeah.
What do you mean that's not on me?
That's
I
your
said that's on you.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's your
whatever.
problem.
It's your problem.
I'm not a sweet and savory guy. I don't like the whole sweet and savory crap.
You're like in a minority over there.
I'm not in a minority.
Chocolate dipped pretzels, chocolate dipped potato chips. People love sweet and salty together.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
you know
a
what?
thing.
Speaking of food,
Yeah.
we got to talk about the Pop-Tart thing. Folks,
Do we?
we've got Pop-Tart breaking news.
We do?
I have just been educated. For the first time, I saw something. Well, I didn't know. I tasted something yesterday. Oh, listen, hold on, Michelle. Ruffle that louder in the microphone. Folks, do you hear this?
That's the Pop-Tart foil?
Hold on a minute. Whoa. It might not be what you expect. Folks, there is Pop-Tart breaking news. Next. Man, I was yesterday years old when I found this out. And I hate that freaking expression. I want to hit anyone that says that. But I was yesterday years old when I found this. And I had no idea. What is it? Next, MJ Morning Show, Q105, 104.7 FM. All right, 6:50. Seven o'clock exactly at the MJ Morning Show. And what is this Pop-Tart stuff? If you were just listening a few minutes ago, I said that and I hate this expression, but, well, I mean, this kind of defines. I was yesterday years old when I discovered this. So we're driving home. Michelle and I were in the car. We're just leaving the office complex yesterday. And Michelle is eating a Pop-Tart. It is the silver foil wrapper, the crinkle, I mean, you instantly know it's that Mylar silvery looking Pop-Tart wrapper. And I see this thing and I'm like, you know what? Can I? By the way, we're on the way to the gym.
Yeah.
So that's great. Eating Pop-Tarts on the way to the gym.
You got to carb up.
We're on the way to X-Force Body for our Thursday workout appointment right after the morning show, and I'm like, you know what? Let me get a little bite of that thing. So I didn't take a whole one. Michelle had already wolfed down one, and you get the 2-pack. You get two in the foil wrapper. So I reach into the wrapper and I just kind of snap off maybe a quarter, maybe 25% of the thing, and it was like a cinnamon, a brown sugar cinnamon kind of whatever it was. So I take this little piece and then I eat it. I'm like, wow. That's the freshest Pop-Tart I've ever had. It was soft. Mm-hmm. It was fresh. Mm-hmm. And then I noticed, and I looked at the thing. I'm like, holy crap. The frosting distribution is phenomenal. Is Pop-Tarts getting their act together? Because I've complained for a while now, and I'm not a huge Pop-Tart consumer, but they've been in the house. The kids like Pop-Tarts. Michelle likes a Pop-Tart. But I've noticed, and I guess I first noticed this maybe 7, 8 years ago, something drastically happened. If you did a side-by-side comparison with Pop-Tarts,
yeah,
from like the 1980s or 90s, or maybe even the early 2000s, and you compared former Pop-Tarts with the stuff they're turning out today, it's like, what is going on? It's like a kindergarten class is painting on the frosting. It's like, it's haphazard. It doesn't cover the whole Pop-Tart. It's like technology should be making the process even more uniform, but no. For whatever reason, Pop-Tart production has gone to freaking hell in a handbasket. So I said yesterday to Michelle, holy moly, are they finally getting their act together? This Pop-Tart is so fresh. The frosting is so uniformly covering the top of this toaster pastry. And that's when Michelle breaks the news to me. It was not a Pop-Tart. It was the Walmart Great Value brand. You're telling me that Walmart's Great Value brand is kicking Kellogg's Pop-Tarts arse?
Yes.
You're just now finding out about this? Didn't I tell you?
I said I was yesterday years old.
Yeah, I told Michelle about this.
Yeah. And so then when we went to Walmart, Chloe and I, we bought some Walmart Pop-Tarts or Walmart, what are they called? Toaster pastries.
The Great Value Walmart toaster pastries.
Yeah.
Guess what? So Michelle gave you 100% credit, and Michelle said, no, these are the Walmart Great Values. And unbeknownst to me, last time Michelle was at Walmart with the kids, was this when I was like away scuba diving? Or,
yeah, I went with Chloe.
You went to Walmart, and then you took Fester's advice because Fester had tipped you off that it's the Great Value Walmart brand of toaster pastries.
And they have almost all the flavors that regular Pop-Tarts have.
Right.
I mean, maybe there's a couple of specialty flavors they don't carry.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, they were soft and fresh. And they know how to put the icing on.
Oh, it's so tasty.
I mean, hello, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So Great Value Walmart Pop-Tarts, babe. They're the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. All right, just a little heads up. Breaking news.
Well, I'm glad MJ
what were you saying before I drowned you out with the breaking news sound effect?
I don't know that this is breaking news. But
it's breaking news to MJ.
It is.
The breaking news is that MJ ate the peasant food. That's what I'm most surprised about.
But also, Fester, you did tell me, you were like, no, they're like $1.99 a box.
Yeah.
And they're cheaper than Pop-Tarts.
Right.
Why? Because they're a great value.
They are a great value.
They're a great value.
And they're a great product.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are all Great Value Walmart products great? Do they all live up to or surpass the brand name that they're competing against?
I think I'm going to try it more often, Fester. What do you think?
I mean, I think there's a stigma about store brands.
Right.
But their quality has to be really, really close, if not equal to.
Well,
mm-hmm.
You look at, I don't think in all cases. I've had some store brands, and I can't specifically tell you what they were, but I've had some store brands that have sucked. But, like Costco, the
Kirkland brand.
The Kirkland brand, that's known for good quality.
I mean, with Sam's Club, it's their Members Mark.
Members Mark.
I would have no real reservations about picking up something that was a Members Mark product.
What does BJ have?
A good time. Great time.
So Costco is Kirkland.
Yeah.
Sam's Club is Members Mark. What does BJ's give you? What's
time of your life? Stories for years.
What's their brand? All right. I'm not an expert on Bath and Body Works. In fact, if ever I'm in a mall setting, I avoid Bath and Body Works or what's the other one? Yankee Candle. People by now know that I'm scent averse. So any places that have heavy duty scents and perfumes, like the Parfumery or forget it. I'll go into full olfactory cardiac arrest in those places. I just don't like overwhelming smells.
You know what also is really fun with that? Is when they used to do those sample sprays when you would walk into a department store. You would literally flinch and run the other way. Before they even were anywhere near you, you would see them. And it was like you had this whole physical reaction. And it was almost fun to just kind of make you walk past them just for,
Was it comical?
Yes.
Were you amused?
Yes.
What do I amuse you? What do you think, I'm funny?
Yes.
You think I'm funny like a clown?
Yes, like a clown.
I'm funny like a clown?
Or a leprechaun.
I'm here to amuse you? Funny like a clown?
Yeah.
All right. So why am I bringing up Bath and Body Works? A guy claims that a Bath and Body Works wallflower blew up and destroyed his $1,000 dresser. Fester, can you show me online what is a Bath and Body Works Wallflower.
Wallflower.
Is it
What
something
is that?
you plug in like a?
It must be.
Yeah, so it blew up like an IED, like some type of an incendiary device. Call the bomb squad. You know, they have that big bomb bin on the back. You know, like that. Put it in there. What is this thing?
It's a fragrance plug. A fragrance plug. You plug this into an outlet.
Oh, you know what? I think we talked about these in the. Why did these came up on the show in like the last year or so? Why? Why do you remember?
I don't.
There was something else with these.
But it's like a semi-electric diffuser or something, or it warms up an oil, and it gives off a
I'll tell you
scent.
what. That the liquid inside, you have to be careful with that because that will take any like finish off of any furniture that you have. Chloe had one, and you took it out of the plug and you set it down on the table that was right by her
hold
plug.
on. I did.
And yes,
when
because
was
it was
this?
making a scent.
Hold on.
10 years ago.
Hold on. Chloe had one of these things in our house.
Yeah, in her room, and you noticed the scent was coming out and you didn't like it. So you went and unplugged it, and what you did was you set it down on the table, and the liquid, dripped out, and it ruined the finish on top of the table and everything.
Really?
Yes. Yes, you have to be very careful with that liquid product.
Corrosive like battery acid?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, listen to this. Bath and Body Works customer sounding the alarm over their wallflowers claims that the air freshener plug-in mutated, blew up, and ruined $1,000 piece of furniture. Well, I guess, listen, you just told the story that it wrecked. Yeah. What furniture did it destroy the finish on?
Oh, it was her little kindergarten table.
What?
That had like the little kindergarten chalkboard table that had the pictures of all her friends on it that we won at the school auction.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Andrew, what did you just say? Andrew just said something. Go on the air with that. Say it.
Last year, one of those type of Bath and Body Works items exploded in a car, causing damage to a woman.
Oh, that's right.
That's why we talked about it. We did a big warning, a big super alert that if you've got your wallflower Bath and Body Works deal, that it blew up in a lady's car, and I think it ripped her face off.
That's right. Half her face.
She looked like that Batman character.
Yeah,
who was that?
Two-Face?
Was that it?
I think it's his name.
So Matthew Lush is issuing a warning. Girl, this is verbatim from his online deal. Girl, this Bath and Body Works wallflower literally mutated on me and destroyed my $1,000 dresser. The top part of the wallflower appears to contain tiny strands, and I guess the strands look like fiberglass, but somehow the thing blew up and it wrecked his $1,000 dresser. I don't know if he means just like the finish was wrecked, because he didn't show that, or did it like explode and now he's got like splinters.
I don't think that's what he meant.
Like C4 plastic explosives.
I mean, this would easily take off like a varnish or something, and make it ruin the dresser. I mean, he's really proud of his $1,000 dresser.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's a reasonable amount of money for a dresser, right?
Show me the damage, man. Show me the. He's not showing the dresser. Anyway, bad news if you're a. Up. Hang on a sec. I was just about to move on, but Andrew says I got to grab line 5. You said Katie in Lakeland is on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Katie. Welcome.
Hey, MJ. So I was a manager at Bath and Body Works many years ago.
Yep.
And they were known for these things burning.
Hold on. Say it again. They were known for what? Did you say diseased?
No,
Yes.
these.
These things.
Yes.
All right. So,
yeah, the wallflowers.
So why were they for sale? If these were dangerous, why weren't they pulled off the market?
I think it's more of once the liquid is gone out of the actual refill or the scent, once it's gone out of that little bottle, it's got a cotton wick. So just imagine it's going to burn. It is going to burn. Once it's got heat and no liquid to it, it's going to burn.
But what's the ignition device? Hold on, do you light this thing or is it battery operated?
No, you plug it in the wall, just like a.
I know. Yeah. I should know. I know that. All right, so that's right. You plug it in.
Yeah.
So when you plug it in, and if it doesn't have the liquid,
right, the liquid evaporates over time because that's what's giving you the scent.
Yeah, it has
evaporates might not even be the right word, but the liquid is
burned
Oh,
off.
okay, all
Yeah.
It's like a 30-day life or
it's
something.
like an electric candle.
All right, so Katie, what is the worst thing that, as a manager of Bath and Body Works, what's the worst thing that you heard happen with one of these wallflower plugins?
Well, I mean, I had a lady bring in 8 of them. Why would you need to burn 8 of them in your house? I mean,
why do people set off 27 bug bombs in their house instead of one? You know?
Right, exactly. So she came in and she said, "Well, it caught the couch on fire." And I said, "So how close was the couch to the wallflower?" "Oh, it was leaning up against it." "Oh, okay, there you go."
Well,
But still, you shouldn't have a plug-in air freshener that burns your couch.
I have an outlet behind my couch that I have things plugged into.
Right.
You know, I mean, it makes sense. I
And
mean,
it's the kind of thing you don't want to see.
all right,
right?
MJ, I've just found on different social media platforms dozens and dozens of videos of people talking about Bath and Body Works wallflowers and different parts of their house that got completely ruined by them.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, so Katie, why don't you work at Bath and Body Works anymore? What was the separation all about?
Money.
Did the good folks over at Kirkland's offer you more, or did you go to the Gap or something?
What is Kirkland's?
It's like a home tchotchke store.
Construction equipment.
I'm sorry, say it again.
I make more money selling construction equipment.
Oh, hold on, like forklifts or bobcats?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
So, I mean, just keep an eye out because, and all the listeners, you'll see where the top of the wallflower, kind of where it's supposed to have the holes in the top, it'll kind of turn a little brown. And also the wick inside of your refill or where the liquid is will turn brown as well.
I read something recently that these plugins, that there are various brands out there. I heard that they're awful for air quality, and that you might as well just I hear that they could bring about respiratory issues and maybe even lung cancer. I'm telling. Go look this up. Experts recommend that you don't use any of these like plug-in air fresheners.
I think I saw the same thing about candles.
Yes,
those
and
really
that you
fragrant
don't use any of the air sprays either.
Yeah. All right. Listen, Katie. Andrew, our producer, wants to know if you ever sold radio airtime.
Yes, I did. Yep. Hi, MJ. I used to work in there.
Katie, you used to work here?
Yeah.
How long ago?
Not too long ago. I worked there right before Jay Mulligan left.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I remember now. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm the girl that sold the construction equipment before I came to work there, and then I went back to sell construction equipment.
All right. So you're making more. You're making more money selling construction equipment than radio commercials.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, listen. More power to you. So if I need a lull, you can hook me up.
I can hook you up.
How about a cherry picker?
Yeah.
Is that the one that goes zipper up and down where you can go up high in a tree?
Katie, I just need to borrow a cherry picker. I don't need to buy it.
Toe behind.
All right. Katie, thank you for checking in with us, and I hope your career is successful.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
You too.
Bye-bye.
So I guess Andrew knew who that was. That was a former salesperson here at the Beasley Media Group.
And look at that. She still listens.
Yeah, and still listens to the show. That's absolutely fantastic.
Whatever problem she had here, it wasn't with us.
7:18 at the MJ Morning Show on Q105. All right, faster, quickly. I don't have a lot of time here.
Okay,
but
quickly.
You sent me a note last night.
Yes, I sent you a note last night.
All right, will you stop?
You said quickly. Jeez, I'm
Go.
Stop it. So news broke that the Treasure Island Thunderbird Resort is going to be bulldozed. Katie maybe can provide the demolition equipment for that.
Katie, there's a warm lead.
Yeah. So the owners of the Thunderbird Beach Resort on Treasure Island, they're going to demolish the old classic building.
Yeah.
But they're going to rebuild it.
It's not going to be the same, right? Are they going to build it are they still going to have the big T? Is it still called the Thunderbird?
Yeah,
I just saw that they're knocking down the Thunderbird.
Apparently, they're going to, in the new version, they're going to have the huge big T and the Thunderbird deal. But then Fester in his email to me saying, "Oh, did you see this?" And then Fester asks me in the email, "You ever stay at the Thunderbird?" Right, Fester, why would I? I never understood this. I never understood local people leaving their house and then staying at a local hotel. All right, if there's a hurricane evacuation, okay, I get it. But if there's a hurricane evacuation, you're not going to stay at the Thunderbird on St. Pete Beach, okay, or on Treasure Island. All right, so Michelle,
I can understand it for a couple nights.
There is one time, other than hurricane evacuations, there is one time that we stayed at a local hotel. One time. Do you remember? We stayed at the Don Cesar for some reason. Why did we?
Your mom's birthday.
Was that what it was?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my mom, they came here.
You and your brother bought a weekend thing or something for your parents to be there.
That's
I mean, MJ, it's more of an experience.
Right,
I mean,
right.
If you go down to the beach, we have dinner. We get, we go through a couple of bottles of wine. It's time to get it on. Who wants to drive all the way home? Let's do it right here in the sand.
All right. So the deal is that the Thunderbird Resort has too much damage from
the storms.
And they're going to knock it down. They're going to rebuild. That's going to be expensive.
You know what? I bet you it's going to be a beautiful facility.
Yeah.
And I just hope they keep the iconic Thunderbird T.
Yeah.
No, they're saying they are.
Yeah, okay.
They're saying that they're keeping the iconic Thunderbird T. All right, you want to hear something nuts? When we get back, what would you do if your plane crossing the Atlantic had to turn around because of this? Would passengers in unison strangle this person? You got to hear this coming up next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Also, some listener email coming up in just a bit. And I'm looking forward to this. I need to take calls from people on when your phone battery depletion brings about anxiety. All right? Next. You'll understand exactly what I'm talking about in just a minute. Phone battery phobia, anxiety, all that next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Veterans... Of Ipecac face. Why do you hate this rejoiner so much?
You know what? I don't like this kind of music.
Why do you hate this bumper music so? It's Pop Goes the World by Men Without Hats. Come on, it's a great song.
No.
I love with Men Without Hats. Do you not like Safety Dance?
That's the only Men Without Hats song that I like.
That was their biggest hit, obviously. Yeah. All right, 7:28 at the MJ Morning Show. Here we go. 1 hour, 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. Oh, also, Michelle's accusing me of losing it. So hang on. We'll get to that in a second. Michelle is accusing me of losing it. You want to lose it? I'll tell you how to lose it. Get on a flight going overseas, over the Atlantic. Get on a flight from JFK to Milan in Italy. Maybe you go to see the what's the festival? What's the biggest famous attraction in Milan? In Milano?
Isn't there some stupid fountain?
No, you're probably thinking of the Trevi Fountain in Rome.
Isn't there like the Leaning Tower of Pizza?
No, that's in Pisa. Come on, Milano.
Isn't that where the volcano?
No, that's Vesuvius. That's down near Naples. Come on, dude.
Doesn't Milan have...
near Napoli. Come on.
Doesn't Milan have, like, the water in the streets?
No, that's Venice. Come on, man.
You're Italian.
What is the famous thing in Milano? Come on.
Doesn't it have all the sex dungeons?
All right. Michelle, would you tell Fester what the famous attraction in Milano is?
That shopping center that has the medallion thing in the center of it.
A mall?
No.
A mall.
I know what it is.
What is it, Michelle?
The Last Supper.
The Last Supper. Come on, dude. You're a Catholic. What the hell's the matter with you?
Oh, hold on. Listen.
Oh.
Yeah.
MJ, I'm about as, listen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say next.
No, I don't.
You and I are mirrors.
All right, so I'm not
10 Hail Marys for you, Fester.
I'm not very religious, so you're not.
You put Dom over Catholic equals MJ over Jew. Okay, I mean, listen. Yeah, my grandmother was Catholic. Yes, yeah, right. Yes.
All right. Well, here's the deal.
Passover Coke is on shelves right now. By the way, people.
Ooh, yeah. Now we're talking.
Coke's the good stuff.
Here's the deal.
Yes.
A passenger forces an American Airlines flight, JFK to Milan. The flight is 4 hours over the Atlantic on the way to Italy, and the plane turns around because of an unruly passenger causing a disruption. American Airlines Flight 198 took off from JFK, 7 p.m. Monday. The pilot announced 4 hours into the flight that one of the 300 passengers was causing a problem. A male passenger apparently threw a fit when he did not receive his preferred meal. So much of a fit, they had to turn the plane around 4 hours out over the Atlantic? Just duct tape the guy's head to the seat. Put the nylon cuffs on him.
What kind of meal do they serve you on a plane? I mean, I know first class has some kind of meal service, but if you're sitting in coach,
what, you've not flown anywhere, dude? What kind of meal?
No.
If you're on a long flight, if you're on a very long flight, if you're on like a 5, 6, 7, 8 hour flight overseas, even first class or business class gets a meal, and typically that the coach, the economy customers, they get a meal as well on the long overseas flights.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
I mean,
They get a lunchbox.
yeah, okay, I'm asking, what kind of meal do they serve? What, he wanted the bologna sandwich and they gave him the ham?
Exactly. No, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
The guy did not get his preferred meal. Holy crap. A male passenger threw a fit when he did not get the meal he wanted. Oh, and he was forced to sit in an exit row with a baby. So I guess he was aggravated over the fact that he was in the same row as a baby. A passenger by the name of Christy Tomlinson told CBS News that we kind of noticed the scuffle in back. The man was charging at the stewardess. Well, flight attendant is the right way to put it these days, but that is insane. They were asking around if there were any police officers or members of the military on the aircraft that could help because there were no air marshals on the plane. I've heard that the whole air marshal thing, that it's kind of quietly kind of dissolved, that there's not a lot of air marshals that are flying these days, which I kind of like not knowing when there's an air marshal on the flight.
You still don't know, except on this one where there wasn't any.
There was none. So the situation escalated when the man allegedly charged through the aisles and attempted to break into the cockpit over the fact that he didn't get his preferred meal. 4 hours over so you've got maybe what? You might have another JFK to Milan, 7.5 hours maybe? So you've got maybe 4 hours to go, and you got to turn around? My God, man.
This guy gets, obviously he gets arrested when he gets back on the ground, right?
That'll flip you. What? I'm taking line 5? Andrew wants me to take a phone call. Okay. I don't know why, but who am I grabbing? Irene. Irene in Spring Hill. Irene, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, MJ.
Yeah, hi, Irene. What's going on?
Well, I'll make it kind of quick because I'm on my way to work with my grandkids.
All right.
And I'm getting back to the old conversation. I had just tuned in when you were talking about the air fresheners in the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And I had 2 single daughters living next to me. I had given a brand new home to my daughter when she graduated college. She became a teacher. My other daughter is autistic, and she was staying at home by herself one morning. She had those wallflower air fresheners in her room.
Are these the actual ones from Bath and Body Works?
Correct.
Okay.
She was a fanatic for that.
Yeah, for those that are just tuning in now, we had a story in the last segment just after 7 o'clock. We had a story about a guy says that a Bath and Body Works wallflower plug-in scent thing blew up and it exploded and mutilated his dresser and ruined a $1,000 piece of furniture. All right, so what happened, Irene?
Well, my daughter happened to be autistic, so she had this thing for scents, So she had several of them in her home, but 2 were in her bedroom, and she happens to be...
so she likes having smells and scents. See, I'm the opposite. I hate I got a thing for scents, too. I don't want them. All right, go ahead.
Well, she happens to also have a lot of yarn in her room because she likes to knit. So one afternoon, actually, she was starting to make herself lunch in the kitchen, and unfortunately, one of those things got hot and caught on fire in her bedroom.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
And her whole room was like a yarn barn, is what you're telling me.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Thank God she had the sense.
Oh, that's a good name for a craft store, the Yarn Barn. All right, go ahead.
We're right next door to hers. She came to me, but by the time, the fire department came down, the whole house was obliterated.
Wait a minute. The Bath and Body Works wallflower lit your daughter's yarn on fire, and the house was a total loss?
Yes, because once she opened the door, the oxygen. I guess.
like backdraft, like oh my crap, like the movie Backdraft. Yes,
correct. And it took several minutes before the fire department.
Where did this happen? I see you're calling from Spring Hill now, but where did this happen?
In Spring Hill.
When?
My house was right next to mine.
How long ago was this?
Trying to put it out with a fire, with a hose that we had.
Hold on, you try to put the fire out with a garden hose?
Exactly. To no avail.
So hold on, you're dragging the garden hose through the hallway into the house from outside?
Yeah. Well, we couldn't even get into the house because by that time it had spread from the bedroom.
All right, how long ago was this? When did this happen?
12 years ago.
Holy wow.
And it was a brand new home. So, thank God.
Did your insurance company go after Bath and Body Works?
No, they did not. But she had good insurance. We had it fully covered. It was a brand new home. It was 6 months old.
So what, like a couple of $100,000 home?
Yes, yes. But the fire marshal came out,
Irene,
and he had determined that it had started specifically from those plugins.
From the Bath and Body Works wallflower. Wow.
Irene.
Right.
How long have you been in Spring Hill, Irene? How long have you been in Spring Hill?
24 years.
And you haven't lost the accent.
All right, knock it off with this.
Nah, I'm from Brooklyn.
She's from Brooklyn. She's from Canarsie.
We knew that.
I'm from downtown. My husband worked in Canarsie. He works for the Brooklyn Union Gas Company.
All right, just good guess. Hey, Irene.
I'm sorry, I got a cold too.
All right, Irene, I'm sorry to hear this. And how's your daughter doing today? Is she okay?
Oh, she's fine. But the thing is this: I wanted to let you know. After the fire marshal, they all.
Did she say I want to let yous know?
Yeah, I want to let yous know.
I want to let yous know. All right, go ahead.
Okay, cut it out. Well, anyhow, they're supposed to put a warning on these things now. He specifically put in a report that all of these plugins, except for the ones that come from China, are supposed to have a warning that they get heated up to the point where they're dangerous and can cause a fire.
Wow.
I don't know if they have done it since then. We certainly won't use them anymore.
Well, I'd say. Yeah. Holy crap.
It really was a big, issue with us.
Well, listen, Irene, I'm glad that everyone escaped and everyone, got out with their lives, and that's insane. Irene, thanks for checking in.
You're welcome very much. I just want everybody to know you shouldn't buy them.
All right. Thank you, Irene. Holy crap. Home burned to the ground in Spring Hill because of the Bath and Body Works wallflower. This guy ought to be lucky he just had a $1,000 piece of furniture damaged.
Yeah.
Could have been the whole freaking house.
You know what's so crazy is that every time I talk to a bunch of New Yorkers, my accent comes back, And, I don't think I have a New York accent just walking around talking, right? But then you get me around a couple of my cousins up north, right? And my wife is like, oh, who the F are you? I'm talking to Irene over here, right?
All right, use tell your family to back down, okay?
Let me tell you something.
All right. Hey, Michelle, you had a Minecraft movie destruction update. Julian sent a video of what?
No, Chloe showed it to me.
Oh, it's Chloe.
Yeah.
All right.
She showed me the video of.
Yesterday, we spent, around this time, we talked about the whole Minecraft movie experience and how the kids are going to the movies to see Minecraft, and they're just destroying the place, throwing popcorn and all kinds of crap, and it's insane. There's some movie theaters that are not allowing kids in anymore unless they're accompanied by adults, by their parents.
Yeah, I'm the wrong adult because I'd let them go crazy.
So, what did Chloe show you yesterday?
She showed me the actual video with the guy who had the live chicken. I think he was on top of the shoulders of another dude in the theater. And then
how did he get a live chicken
that's what she said.
in the movie theater?
All right, okay, I saw this. He got it for free on Facebook Marketplace, and then he put it in his jacket.
What?
Right? Yeah, let me pull up the video.
So, and then I'm worried about the chicken treatment. Like, is the chicken okay?
So the chicken is because in the Minecraft movie, there's the hot lava chicken or something?
No, they call it a chicken jockey.
Well, chickens have several representations in this movie.
Yes.
So
you
really have to see
guy So there's a video of this guy with a live, huge chicken, and he's holding it over his head in the middle of the movie.
And then when they do the words, what are the words, Fester?
La 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 lava.
And then,
chicken.
and then you see everybody in the theater jump up and they throw their popcorn like crazy, like it's just like confetti, like they won the Super Bowl coming out of everywhere. And it reminded me of what Luke said yesterday. It was like everybody's wasted $18 on 5 seconds of fun. Like it's crazy.
Right, the Minecraft experience.
But I want to go.
I am not going.
I'm gonna take Hadley and Hudson again.
You know what?
Can I borrow your kids?
Yeah, you can borrow them.
Borrow them for a couple hours.
Take Chloe.
She doesn't want to go.
I don't want to
she
go
said
either.
not fun.
I do not want to see the Minecraft.
Listen,
I have no desire to see the Minecraft movie. Zero.
There's a couple of angles of the young man the kid who brought a chicken. This is one of them.
I don't need to
watch.
I don't
Watch. It's so funny.
I've already seen it.
Just watch it.
Just watch.
Yes.
Let's see what I don't even know what it sounds like.
So the guy's standing on like the seat.
Yeah.
People are throwing. There are dozens of buckets of popcorn being thrown, and the guy's holding a chicken up in the middle of the theater.
He's on the shoulders of another guy.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
They stop the movie. The AMC turns the lights on, and they're like, everybody
out.
Get out. Because the place exploded.
Insane. All right, 7:42 at the MJ Morning Show. In just a minute, I want to get into something you might not be able to do in your car, possibly, but there is pushback. All right, hang on. We'll get to that in a second. First, though, somewhat related, I've got a question for our listeners. At what point does low battery panic set in? What percentage? There's a new survey out, and it's revealing the number. It's revealing the battery percentage when most people start to have battery anxiety or battery panic. So how much battery you have left, man, it takes a toll on your mental health.
It really is an unnecessary form of anxiety.
It's ridiculous.
That you're putting on yourself.
Our attachment to these phones, my God. Now you know why, like Verizon, they got out of like the local phone company landline business some time ago in a lot of the country. Not all, but they sold off like locally. Remember Verizon sold off to Frontier. They're like, yeah, we don't want to deal with the home stuff anymore. And because they knew that the wireless, the cell phone business, that's where it all was, all the crap flying through the air. All right. So the question I have for you, the MJ Morning Show listener, and then I'll reveal what the survey says. 2,000 Americans pinpointed precisely. So they took all the data. 2,000 Americans asked, hey, what is the percentage of battery left on your phone that causes you to have anxiety or panic?
Oh, wow.
So they took all the numbers, they crunched them, and there's a precise number.
Now, you obviously know the number, but before you saw that number, do you agree with it?
No. For me, that's too high. I don't. Panic doesn't set in for. But my question is, let's go. Let's hit the phones right now. So you, MJ Morning Show listeners, buzz us up, 800-990-1047. Buzz us up right now. I'll take a handful of calls. This is not going to be 10 minutes of phone calls. I'm going to take a handful of calls. Maybe I'll take one round of lines. Tell me, for you, when does battery remaining anxiety hit you? What is the percentage of your battery left where you say, oh, man, and you start getting like a little bit of like that pang in your stomach or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. When does battery panic hit you? What percentage? 800-990-1047. Take a handful of calls here, then the revelation, and then what is happening potentially in your car and what's going on with this. All right, phones are loaded. Andrew, screen quickly here, and I'm going to take a handful, write down the numbers, and then we'll crunch our numbers and see how it stacks up with the 2,000 Americans surveyed. We'll start with Travis in Wesley Chapel. Travis, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, guys.
When does low battery anxiety hit you? What percentage?
About a year ago, I looked at my kids and I said, my phone's not on a leash. I let my phone die and I don't care.
All right.
Look at that. So you just don't care.
At some point, like you said, when Verizon sold off, people started letting the phone become a leash and answering everybody. And that's not the way it has to be.
No, you're right. We're absolute slaves to these devices. We're
100%.
They have rewired our brains. It's totally these phones have screwed us up.
Absolutely.
All right.
100%.
So I don't have a percentage down for you. I have DC. Don't care. All right.
Exactly.
Thank you. All right. Jim in St. Pete. Jim, what percentage?
23%.
Wow. That's very precise. 20. Yes. Why 23%? Because it's just under a quarter?
Yeah, and I just figured it's going to die pretty soon, so I just said 23%. I just started saying, wow, I got to get to a plug quick.
All right, Jim, thank you. Exactly what I'm looking for. How about Pam in Tampa? Pam, when does anxiety set in? What percentage?
1%.
1%.
My phone doesn't even go to 1. So seriously, my phone shuts off like typically if I'm at like 4%. It's like 4% or 3%. It gets the spinning thing and it says shutting down. It's like, oh crap.
Yeah, so you have an inaccurate battery reader.
Yeah.
iPhones go to 1%. And doesn't it seem, Pam, that it stays on 1% disproportionately longer than it does like 7% or 8%?
Well, how do you know?
Oh, I have an Android.
Yeah, why would you assume she had an iPhone?
Because she said 1%, and you said, I have an Android, mine doesn't go to 4%.
Mine went to 1% the other day.
Yeah.
Really? Well, listen, every phone's going to vary. Hey, also, Michelle and I are Android people. Our kids have to have iPhones. All right, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. That's Pam in Tampa. Let me grab James. All right, Andrew, don't fill up anymore. I'm just going to Mylena, Carrie, James, Ellie, Stephanie, and then I'll do the big reveal here. So James is next in Wesley Chapel. James, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. What's your percentage?
30%.
All right, 30%. That's high.
Yeah, that's really high.
Yeah, 30% ought to give you a good chunk of time, unless you're like some kind of phone fiend.
My phone's a little old. I'm also Android, but it's I think it's time. I think it's 3 years old, so I know it's going to die faster.
Yep. Yeah, because there's battery degradation. And thank you, James. Yep. All right, Ellie is in Bradenton. Ellie, what percentage does phone anxiety kick in?
It's a weird number, but it's 13%.
Why 13%?
I don't know why. Whenever I see 13, I start to freak out like, oh, my God, where's the plug?
Maybe it's like Friday the 13th or superstitious type stuff.
Probably, but it's a problem. I'm working on it.
It's a problem.
I mean, 13%, you're really close to single digits.
Do you need to see a therapist?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe a cell phone therapist.
All right, Ellie, thank you. Have a nice day.
You too.
All right, Stephanie Lakeland. Stephanie, what percentage for you?
Well, for me, it is 2%.
2%?
Yes.
You don't think that maybe you should consider charging maybe a little sooner than 2% on the ticker?
Well, I have kids, so a lot of times they're the ones that use my device. So by the time I get it back, it's at 2%.
All right. Thank you, Stephanie. Mylena, Zephyr Hills, and then Carrie, and then I'm done. All right. And then I'll do the revelation on what the survey says on what most Americans say is the number where phone battery anxiety kicks in. Mylena, Zephyr Hills, you're up. What is it?
For me, it's also 2%. Unless I'm out and about, then it's about 25% if I think I'm going to be out longer. But I'm not so much anxious about it, more so that I just like listening to music when I'm out and about. So I just use my phone a little less when I'm not on Instagram as much.
But if you're home, 2%, you know that you're near a charger, you can just plug it right in.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It doesn't bother me. And if it dies, it dies. I'll just watch a show with my mom.
There you go.
I don't really care.
All right. Thank you. And then final call, Carrie is in Port Richey. Carrie, MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, MJ. Mine's a little bit higher, but that's because I use my phone for work. I'm a traveling salesperson. I travel all over the state. So about 60, I get anxiety, and at 40, I start panicking.
Hold on, 60 anxiety? Okay, I'm going to go with 40% panic.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's only because I have to have my phone available for my customers to get a hold of me. And if, I happen to be in an area I don't know where I'm at, and I need to get directions, need my GPS to work. So
thank you very much. Michelle, can you grab your calculator and add this up? So I'm going to give you the percentages, and I want you to come up with the average based on the numbers of our listeners. I've got, other than the don't care, the DC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We took 7 calls. All right, so 7 phone calls.
Uh-huh.
Let me give you the numbers. You ready?
Go.
23%, 1%, 30%, 13%, 2%, 2%, and 40%, the last caller. So of those numbers, give me the average.
How many numbers was that?
7.
It was 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Give me the average of what percentage. It's 15%. So that's the average. 15%. So if you're just tuning in, I saw a survey, 2,000 Americans surveyed. When does battery percentage anxiety hit you? When you see how much battery's left on your phone?
Yeah.
And according to the 2,000 people, the average there is 38%.
Oh,
It's
wow.
way high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
30. I don't get anxiety at 38%.
No, you just get anxiety when the phone is not on your body.
Oh, well, listen, speaking of the phone, what happened the other day?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, what happened?
Let me tell you what happened. This has never happened in the history of MJ owning a cell phone.
This is crazy.
So we leave the station and we have to go downtown and pick up something from Chloe.
This was
And
what?
we literally
This was on
Wednesday, I think. Yeah.
Tuesday. Or was it Wednesday?
I think it was Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Okay, today's Friday. It was
Yeah.
Wednesday. You're right. Okay,
Yes,
go ahead.
Thank you.
All right.
And we get like maybe 2 minutes away from Chloe, and I'm texting her saying, "Okay, we're gonna get there in a minute." And she said, "Did Dad leave his phone at the station?"
All right, so here's the deal.
all the way to downtown Tampa, Fester.
I've never known you to leave your cell phone anywhere.
Anywhere.
Well, hold on a minute. So Michelle's like, maybe you need to have your mental check or something. Maybe you're starting to lose it or something.
Maybe you are.
All right. So this was Wednesday, and we had to get some paperwork from Chloe. So we drove from the studio here in St. Pete near 4th and Gandy. We drive from the studio, and we go right to, by the way, to downtown Tampa to the state attorney's office. It's better to take the Gandy Bridge and then take the flyover on Gandy Boulevard in Tampa, and then take the crosstown to downtown to the Kennedy exit to get to the state. It's faster to do that than taking 275 through downtown. You'd think that's no. Because I said to Michelle, "Hey, check the map. What's faster?" And the recommendation was to take the Gandy. So we go.
And if I'd have said to you, use your own phone, you would have realized at that moment in time.
Guess what? We're 2 blocks away from Chloe's office at the state attorney's office, and Chloe calls Michelle because Chloe's like watching, because we're all on the Life 360 app. Me, Michelle, Julie, and Chloe. So we can all see where everyone is. And Chloe noticed that Mom's moving down Tyler Street or something, or whatever the heck it is. But Dad's phone is stuck in St. Petersburg. And Michelle says, "Do you have your phone?" And I'm like, I do the quick, like, the phone panic. Michelle laughs. The MJ phone pocket panic.
Everybody has it.
The phone panic panic.
I touch parts of my body that I don't even have a pocket.
You're like, where's my phone? Well, listen, what this tells you is that the entire ride from St. Pete to downtown Tampa, that I wasn't distracted by my phone while driving, because I didn't even know that I didn't have the phone. I left my phone in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So,
it's disgusting.
Isn't that disgusting, Fester?
On top of the toilet paper roll?
No, listen,
yuck.
On the way out, I said, "Hey, Michelle, let me hit the bathroom real quick." So I hit the bathroom, and I put the phone down in the bathroom, and I left it. And I got in the car. We drove all the way across the bay to downtown Tampa. Then I was alerted. So then I'm like, I got to call Andrew. Andrew's still at the studio, but I don't know Andrew's number because it's in my...
It's saved. I don't know his number either.
There are some numbers which I know the numbers. There are some friends. There are some relatives. There are some numbers I just know. And, back in the day, we all knew these phone numbers because we didn't have cell phones that had... the contact list.
Esther, how many friends did you have that you memorized their phone numbers?
We used to, as kids,
everyone.
We knew everyone's numbers. Today, our kids and we don't know a lot of numbers. I know many more numbers than my kids. That generation totally doesn't know numbers. I know a good percentage of phone numbers, but still, I didn't know Andrew's phone number because I just hit Andrew, in my phone directory. So we had to email. I know Andrew's email address.
Yeah.
We had to email Andrew from Michelle's phone and say, Andrew, urgent, call us right away. And it was like 5 minutes, and Andrew calls. I'm like, Andrew, quickly, go to the single. What do you call the single bathroom?
The luxury box?
No, you've got the men's.
It's usually the family one.
We've got the men's room, we've got the ladies' room, and then we have
the gender unspecific.
Yeah, we've
one?
got the single toilet,
Yeah.
and I just popped in there, and I lifted the seat, and I put my phone on the toilet.
Why?
Paper holder.
Oh.
It was in my hand. I should have just put it in my pocket. Guess what? I learned a lesson.
In your bag. But this is okay. But you were saying that I suggested you needed a mental check because Andrew, what else has he left in the studio since I've been here?
His keys.
And at least twice.
And
he left them literally in the
cabinet.
But in the key. Thing.
Yeah. So I have a cabinet. I've got a little file cabinet in here with a key. I lock up my laptop. I lock up our headphones, etc. So I left my keys in there because I just leave my keys, and I left it in there for whatever reason. And the deal is, it's like, well,
for whatever reason,
I forgot. Okay, but the deal is that I have the digital key on my phone. So typically you'd get to the car. Oh, my God, where are my car keys? I can't open the car. I can't start the car. I happen to have the digital key on my phone, so I walk to the car, and it opens my car.
Yeah.
I can start the car with the digital key on my phone. I don't need the fob.
I don't think you're supposed to be able to drive it.
No,
because with Chloe, that's what they told her. She can open it, she can start her car from a distance and everything, but the car will not move unless she has the actual physical key fob.
I can drive the car.
You think so?
I know so.
That's a big difference between a Mazda and a BMW right there. You want to know what the difference is?
I did. Oh, unless you had the key in your bag.
Remember?
No, I think I've done this before. I think I believe I can
test.
I'll have to test it. I think I can drive and start the car with just the digital key.
You said it was because I had my key fob.
MJ, these are the first signs of dementia.
That's what I think. Thank you, Fester.
I left my stop.
They can do a brain scan now, I think, and tell you, if you're like showing signs of it.
All right,
can you picture MJ doing like early morons in the news in the memory care unit of some
stop. All right.
Do I need to get a power of attorney already?
We got the cash kitty coming up in like 1 minute.
Like you don't have one?
The cash kitty is coming up in 1 minute. Let me just set this up. We'll do the cash kitty, then I'll finish it up. So speaking of cell phones, have you been following the hands-free bill? So right now in the state of Florida, you can't do what with your cell phone while driving?
Keister it?
I
don't know what. I don't know. I have no idea.
Shove it up your butt is really your guess?
You can't do that while you drive. I guess you can.
That's really your guess?
I don't know. I have no guess. I don't know. What can I not do? I do anything and everything on my cell phone, whether I'm driving or not. I have no idea.
Right, hold that thought. Let me just do the cash kitty here quickly. It's 8 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. It's time for the first cash kitty keyword of the day. This hour's word is bank. That's bank, B-A-N-K. Text the word bank nationwide right now to 45911. Do it before 8:25. You got a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. Let me use it in a sentence. Bank, B-A-N-K. Text it to 45911 for a $1,000 chance. Let me use it in a sentence. It is probably a better idea to try to win the $1,000 with the cash kitty on the MJ Morning Show on Q105 than robbing a bank. That's using it in a sentence. You got it?
I guess so.
It's good advice, isn't it? All right, so good luck. All right, so come on. What can't you do according to the law with a cell phone in your car?
All right, is Florida, and if it is, I'm going to sound really, really terrible. Is Florida a hands-free state?
No,
I don't know.
You can't text. You can hold your phone and talk, but you can't text while driving. Texting while driving is banned in the state of Florida. But a group of lawmakers up in Tally, they wanted to go just a wee bit further, and they wanted to just introduce a total hands-free bill. So we have a hands-free bill that's, moving through. How much time left in the legislative session? It's almost, like a week or two? It's almost done.
Is it done by Easter?
Just to see, when is the Florida legislative session done? So there was support for the bill in the Senate, but it looks like the total hands-free ban in Florida is all jammed up in the House, in the Florida House. But this would make it totally illegal to touch your phone, hold your phone while driving, that you could not, total hands-free. There are states that are total hands-free.
New York.
And I was going to bring this up. Do you remember what happened to you in New York? When we did our little spell up in New York, tell the story on what happened with your hands-free situation.
I was sitting in stopped traffic.
Yeah.
And literally had the phone, and I was using it to navigate.
You were in Manhattan.
Right.
You were on like what?
Like 22nd or 20. What is
23rd?
To get over to the side with the long road that goes to Long Island, to the bridge or something.
You were trying to get to the. You were trying to take 23rd to the FDR.
Yes, that one.
Okay, to the FDR, and then get to the Midtown Tunnel to get to Long Island.
Right.
So you're sitting in just traffic. You're not moving anywhere.
No.
And you're on the east side, like 23rd and 3rd or something.
Yep.
Headed to the FDR. And what happened?
And so I picked up the phone to look at the map to see okay, how bad is the traffic? Is there a different way for me to go? And as I put it down, I literally just picked it kind of up off my lap and put it down. A police officer knocked on my window. And I had also, right at that time, kind of moved forward 6 inches, because you know how cars sort of inch up.
Yeah, scoot up. Yeah.
I literally had just 6 inches, and he said, no phone use, no hands-free, whatever the rule is.
Hands-free, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be hands-free.
Now, was it a cop, or was it one of the, was it a real cop, or
I
was
got
it?
a ticket.
Hold on a minute. Or was it one of the traffic?
No, it was a real cop.
And where was he?
Did he pull you over? Did he stop you to get your license?
He had walked by, and I obviously didn't see him where he came from, but he saw me using the phone to navigate.
You are driving. You're stuck in traffic.
I said to him, I was like, I'm stopped. And he said, you moved the car forward.
6 inches.
And I was like, what? And then I realized what I had done, because it was so, it's kind of like, what do you say, subconscious, you just kind of move with traffic. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is, I don't want to get this ticket, blah, blah. So I called a lawyer and.
How'd you find the lawyer?
I mean, a lawyer in New York, it's real tough.
No, I know. Did somebody recommend it?
No, I just literally.
You Googled?
I literally did a little bit of research, and I found this lawyer who takes care of that type of thing.
Right.
And, it cost me like $300 for him. And he was like, don't you worry about it. This will go away. And I was like, okay, because I didn't want to have that on my life. I didn't know, New York points or whatever. And, he just took care of it. I think it just gets a little bit continued, and then eventually the officer kind of gives up, or maybe they're just too busy. I don't know. I never had to go.
But
he said, I said, should I show up? Because I'm responsible. I was like, I don't want to, get in trouble for not showing. He goes, don't show up. I'm going to take care of this. $300, gone.
And then didn't he send you a letter? It's dismissed or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
But literally just moved 6 inches. I just literally took my foot off of the brake so that the car moved just a little bit with the traffic. It was inching forward. Hey. And I was looking at the map.
Michelle,
he said,
the jails are full of people who just broke the law a little bit, okay?
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying,
you're a hardened criminal.
I am. I mean, I was scared.
Should have taken you downtown.
Yeah.
Spent the night in Rikers.
But the cop walked by to see, and saw me. I mean, that's not probably going to happen in Florida because we don't have that type of situation, but
I'm downtown Tampa. Anyway, it doesn't look like the total hands-free is. Last I saw, it looks like it's going to be stalled in the House.
That's right. Good job, Florida, the Wild West of states. Anything goes.
All right, update on the ring thing from yesterday, and I this came up at the very beginning of today's show. So if you did not hear us exactly at 6:00 this morning, you missed this, and I said I wanted to bring it back up because it was around this time. Actually, it was 7:51 yesterday that we talked about the ring thing, and this is an advertisement, or it was actually a comment and picture. It was a review for, I guess, a product sold on Amazon, and it's some kind of a ring cleaning pen. And Michelle saw a story, an article on this, and it highlighted a customer review. And I think it was Amazon, right? It was an Amazon sale?
I think so.
Because
the link was to Amazon.
Yeah, to clean like stones in a ring,
Mm-hmm.
and it's some kind of a ring cleaning pen. And this woman reviews it and has a picture of her ring before and after on her finger, and it's like, holy hell. Forget the dirty stone that you just cleaned. What is going on with your freaking finger?
I mean, that can't be good.
It looks like your finger's about to explode. It looks like they're going to have to cut your finger off to get the ring off. I mean, it's insane. So I posted this picture yesterday on my Instagram. So the picture of this woman's, I mean, she can't get this thing off. I mean, her finger's all like
It looks like it's about to explode.
It does. I mean, her finger's like all bulbous and expanding. It's like, what? Lady, go see a doctor about whatever's going on with you. So I put the picture. Michelle found the story. Michelle gives me the story. It's like, oh my God, you got to take a look at this woman's finger as she's touting some kind of a jewelry cleaning pen. So Michelle sends me the story. I cut and paste the picture. I post it on my Instagram, and that's where it is right now. Certified MJ Radio. You got to look at the picture. It's like, holy crap, lady, your finger, it's about to turn black and fall off from lack of circulation or something.
Yeah, well, MJ's making all of these jokes. In the meantime, he's offending every fat-fingered person.
All right, we stop
in the country, in the world.
So I post this on the Instagram. Here's the caption. This is an ad for a jewelry cleaning pen that Michelle saw online. I'm not concerned with the dirty jewelry. I'm concerned with whatever the hell is going on with this lady's finger. So I post that, and I got a couple of people get all bent out of shape. You know, I've got people saying, oh, that's it, I'm done with your show,
That's right.
blah, blah. I mean,
right, MJ.
Give me a break.
Us fat-fingered people need to unite against oppression. And MJ.
All right, so listen to this. One lady responds, this guy at his age is still bullying people.
Yeah, bullying fat-fingered people.
I can take a joke, but this is like not even funny at all. It's straight up bullying coming from us old-ass leprechaun-looking fool. So, first of all, she can't even construct a freaking English language sentence properly. But essentially, she's calling me an ugly-ass leprechaun-looking... Oh, you got me. I'm a leprechaun-looking fool. Ooh, what did you say earlier? Burned.
I have to agree. You would be an ugly leprechaun. She is not wrong. He or she, I don't know who it is. They are not wrong.
Stop. And then here's another one. This person says, wow, rude, bye. Yeah. And then I noticed she's not following me anymore. So she unfollowed me because of the fat-fingered woman. If you would like to see the image, it's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, and feel free to leave a comment. But don't call me a leprechaun. Come up with something better. I mean, at least entertain and amuse me, okay?
I mean, you could call him a troll.
No.
You could call him a...
I think that's already been used.
Frodo. You can call him a lot of things. I mean, let's be a little more creative.
How about a fro-yo? Like frozen yogurt?
That's delicious.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Michelle. Any thoughts on the whole Prada thing? Prada and Versace?
Yeah, they've had it. There's been an issue with Versace.
Did you see the news?
Yeah.
What's the big news?
That Prada's buying Versace.
Yeah, well...
Or Versace.
Is it Versace?
I think it's Versace.
I had Andrew pull the audio clip from, what was the movie? Showgirls. Yeah. What was her name?
Elizabeth Berkley.
Yeah,
maybe?
And didn't her career go to hell in a handbasket?
She was on like Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
She does this like, coming out movie where everything was hanging out.
That movie Showgirls was such a bomb. apparently that the stink from the movie attached to her. I don't think she ever did anything again. Or didn't they say that movie like ruined her career?
Was it Showgirls or Coyote Ugly, or was it based on Coyote Ugly?
Anyway,
two different movies.
This is the audio from Showgirls.
Nice dress.
Thanks. I bought it at Versace.
I bought it at Versace. So Prada, the only reason why I'm doing the story is because I want to play that audio clip. Prada is buying Versace for $1.4 billion. Any thoughts, Michelle? I mean, you don't really. Do you have anything Prada? Do you have any? Have you? What's the last thing you had Prada?
I have a couple Prada things.
Do you?
Okay. I have a pair of shoes, a pair of Prada shoes that we bought in Italy when we went in 1990 something.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're still good?
Oh, yeah. Love them.
All right.
I mean, you know.
I guess you got your money's worth out of that.
I have a Prada purse.
Okay, all right.
From like 15 years ago.
And what about Versace? Do you have any Versace?
I have one, purse.
You have a Versace purse?
Again, I think we might have bought it in Italy. Like 25 years ago, before Chloe was born.
At Versace?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
By any chance, did it rise to the level of having to have a customs declaration on the way back into the country? I can't remember.
I mean, back then, customs was a lot different than it is now.
Yeah.
You just walk right through.
Hey, why? I saw this story. Listen to this. And I mean, I brought up, I hope nothing happens, but listen to this headline. Why does the internet want Katy Perry to die in space? What the hell is wrong with people?
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants Katy Perry to die.
No.
We all want Gayle King to die.
Oh, will you stop? Will you stop it?
Katy just happens to be on the flight.
Really? I was thinking Lauren Sanders.
So this is Monday, right?
Monday is the flight.
So the giant Jeff Bezos wiener rocket.
The Blue Origin.
The Blue Origin rocket is going to blast off Monday morning like at 10 a.m., right? And propel Katy Perry, Gayle King from the CBS morning show, Oprah's best friend, and Lauren Sanchez, the fiance of Jeff Bezos. And then I guess
a couple of other
it's like a retired female astronauts going, right?
Some other dignified people.
So a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 women are going to be. But it's like, what is the altitude they're going to? And it's only for 11 minutes.
So to actually launch something into orbit, you have to like launch at an angle, like the shuttle did, or like SpaceX does.
Yeah.
And this is just going up and going down. It's just breaking the, what's that called? The
Kármán line.
Yeah, the thank you. So they're technically in space.
Right.
They're going to float around a little bit.
But it's like
and then they're coming back.
It's like an overblown, ride at Universal or something. I mean, it's.
And you know what? I've read some backlash on it. People are like, who cares? Like, do we even need this now? I mean, they're making this big, publicity, spread about all the, how many females, 8 or whatever.
They're not going to the freaking moon. They're not going to the International Space Station.
I think like Vanity Fair did a huge, article. Was it Vanity Fair? Variety did a huge article on all of them, and that was where you got that quote from last week. And so then you read the comments, because I always like to read the comments to see what the barometer is, and people are like, who bleeping cares?
This is the biggest nothing event. None of them are pilots. It's an automated ride.
That's what
it's like going on Space Mountain.
That's what I said. It's like the 17-year-old kid pushes the red button at Universal.
That's it.
And he goes,
do the announcement.
Please keep all hands and feet in the Blue Origin launcher during takeoff.
At all times.
Yeah.
All right. But so apparently it goes 62 miles up. It lasts for 11 minutes. It's it's a glorified carnival ride.
It really is.
Essentially.
So,
but here's the deal. So I saw this item. Why does the internet want Katy Perry to die in space? Who are the sickos that want the lovely Katy Perry to die in space? I don't want Katy Perry to die in space. In fact, I was the one that said, I would be sick to my stomach if Katy Perry turned into a fire wheeler. Because that Lauren Sanchez, man, she's had some work. She's got $1 billion worth of face filler in that face. What's going to happen with that in like zero gravity?
MJ, nobody wants them to die in space They want it to happen more close.
Of course,
to the
but
launch pad.
but there's an art. All right, what is wrong with
I
you?
want to be able to see it. If it happens 62 miles away, I'm not going to see it.
All right, Fester.
And then you won't believe it.
Yeah,
It'll be a big conspiracy.
You're a sicko.
But on the launch
You're an
pad,
absolute sicko.
or a fun landing.
Body parts.
No, but there are all kinds of like horrible jokes online.
What do you expect? I mean, listen, MJ, if you
I don't want anyone to wish that Katy Perry blows up in a rocket accident with Jeff Bezos' penis rocket.
Okay, here's the thing.
It's a dong rocket.
A handful of people are talking about this wiener rocket exploding. It's not like the whole internet wants Katy Perry to die or Gail King or whoever else is on this flight. A couple of people make comments and suddenly it's a big story. Listen, it's okay. There's going to be trolls everywhere.
But people are like making jokes and,
Is like one of those British gambling sites taking odds?
Is Russell Brand wishing it?
He's got bigger issues than Katy Perry.
Yeah, Russell Brand. Oof.
Maybe she knows something.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if we mentioned this, but Russell Brand's been accused of sexual assault, rape, and everything. And how long was Russell Brand married to Katy Perry?
I don't think it was for very long.
No, I mean, I'm sure Katy Perry, has she spoken out about Russell Brand, or is she quiet on that?
I thought she was, she's been very quiet.
She was actually very mad at Russell for getting arrested the same week as her big launch. Stealing all those headlines.
I mean, look, Maria writes, everyone wants Katy Perry to die in space so bad. No, they don't. Katy Perry's going to die in space. This is my year. What? That's from Digital Monster. Yeah, damn right. If Katy Perry dies in space, then God is real, and I'll become a Catholic again. Not even joking. What are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, you're the one reading these, giving more light to these mean comments.
I'm just pointing out that you got some sickos out there that want Katy Perry to die in space. This is awful.
This is the internet, man. If you were taking the flight, people would want you to go down.
Oh, that's great. That's lovely.
That's the way it is.
Dave Mann did want you to go down.
That's right.
I mean, hello. People have already wished you to have an aeronautical incident.
Oh, man.
Or an aviation incident.
Anyway, I wish them success. And we're not going to be on the air when it happens because it's supposed to launch at 10 o'clock on Monday.
You could stay late.
I mean, is there a good... What if it's like
Should we stay on the air live? Should we go late on Monday just to, cover the rocket launch?
I'm not even getting paid for the 4 hours I do.
You know what? I don't know that we need live coverage of the wiener rocket launch.
Yeah. Oh, we have our workout at 10:30 on Monday.
There
anyway.
you go. Thank you.
Hey, we could always call and move our workout a little later.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, listen, I hope everybody gets off the ground safely. I hope they make it back to Earth on this carnival ride. I mean, it's probably like the coolest carnival ride in the world. I won't lie. I mean, it seems pretty awesome.
I got a bartender question. What drink order puts every bartender allegedly on high alert? I wonder if we have bartenders listening. You know what? Let me try this out. If you're a bartender currently or a past bartender, I'm going to ask a question.
It's a real drink?
Yes.
It's not like
real drink. What drink order puts you on alert? And it's not the angel shot.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was asking.
No.
Right.
We've done that story in the past that if somebody asks for the angel shot, or there are some code words that women can use to tip bartenders off that they're in trouble.
Yeah, they feel uncomfortable
exactly.
with the guy that they're with
no,
or something.
It has nothing to do with that. This is an actual drink that everyone's heard of. What drink puts bartenders on alert if somebody orders this drink? Let's go. Give me some bartenders. If you're a bartender currently or past bartender, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Let me see what our listeners say. 800-990-1047. Now, don't reveal what you think it might be, but Michelle, Fester, do you guys have any ideas?
I don't know what you're reading from or what you think it is. I have a guess, but since I can't reveal it, I'll stop there. I mean, what do you mean don't reveal it? I mean, we got people calling in, but when you think of bartenders, you're going to a bar. I mean, a couple of drinks are like, frou-frou drinks, and a couple of drinks are frozen drinks. and then a couple of drinks are looking for trouble.
Is it the Alabama Slammer?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I told you not to say it. No, I'm kidding. It's not the.
It's not the Alabama.
It's not the Alabama. Don't say. All right, let's go.
Is
to
it
phones.
a duck fart?
Oh, I never heard of a duck fart. That's the name of a drink. All right, hang on a minute. Let's go to phones. Gloria in Palm Harbor. Gloria, what's your guess?
Hey, MJ, what's up?
Hey, are you a current bartender, Gloria?
Heck no, I got out after COVID, but before that I did it for 13 years. So.
Wow. All right, Gloria, what do you do now?
Yeah. I am a paralegal now.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Right, so
yeah.
You work with any drunk lawyers? I know a few.
Yeah, that's actually how I got into paralegaling. I had an attorney that had so many DUIs he couldn't drive himself to court. So
same here.
I got into the defense.
We have mutual friends.
Yeah. All right. So, Gloria, as a bartender, what drink would put you on alert?
Long Island iced tea, my friend.
That is it, right off the bat. Boom, boom, boom. That right.
And all the white well liquors in the well, all of the liquors together. You're gonna have a bad time.
That right there. That is it. So immediately, Gloria said exactly the right answer.
Wow.
That bartenders all over the world, apparently, if somebody orders a Long Island iced tea, that puts any bartender on high alert. And essentially,
it's normally someone who just turned 21.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Or, but also they say that when people order Long Island iced teas, that a lot of times they are planning on getting blackout drunk and they become loud and obnoxious, right?
You got to get the heck out of here.
How many Long Island iced teas would people order? Was it a common drink or no?
No, it was always someone sketchy ordering a Long Island. Like I said, it's normally someone who just turned 21 or
it is
someone looking to get
funny.
blackout
Wait a minute.
drunk,
Whoa.
for sure.
Hold on a minute. It's funny as hell that you just said sketchy because the headline from the Post is this sketchy drink order immediately puts every bartender on high alert.
I mean, MJ, you're going there to get
anyone who's mixing a bunch of liquors is going to have a bad time. So
I mean,
those people are not here to have fun. They're here to get messed up.
Get drunk. Yeah. And nothing good comes of that.
Yeah, Long Island iced tea consistent.
And they're also not good drinks. So let's all do better and not order Long Island.
Yeah. I listen, the only mixed drink that I really go for is just a good old-fashioned.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Same.
Just
Kentucky bourbon only.
Well, you know what? I like an old-fashioned made with Kentucky rye.
I do love a good rye too.
Yep.
You're right.
So that's an old-fashioned secret is use a rye. And if you want to use an inexpensive rye, go to Lucan's. I'm telling you right now, go to Lucan's Liquors.
Oh yeah, I love Lucan.
Yep, so do we. You go to Lucan's and get a bottle of Rittenhouse, and it's not expensive.
Rittenhouse. Okay.
Rittenhouse rye, bottled in bond.
Named after Kyle.
You know, so it's
I
not.
gotta get the Luxardo cherries too.
You gotta have a Luxardo cherry. Absolutely, you gotta have the orange peel. You can't use chunks of ice. You have to have the large, solid, big block of ice in there as well. You know, you can't have ice chips and little. You can't make it old fashioned like that. But I'm telling you, try making an old fashioned with Rittenhouse rye.
Rittenhouse.
And
I'm gonna try it.
Yep,
and I'm gonna let you know on Instagram.
And then also, I use Regan's and Angostura bitters, so I do a combination of two different bitters when I make mine.
Okay.
All right.
I love a good bitters.
All right, listen.
All right, well, y'all take care. Thanks so much.
You too. Thanks. How about that right off the bat? I mean, she's using even the language in the headline, sketchy. And right off the bat, she knew that when you order a Long Island iced tea, that puts every bartender on alert.
So does this story go down the list of the top 10 sketchy drinks or anything? Or is
No.
It's
just this one drink puts any bartender on alert if you order a Long Island iced tea.
What about like a red snapper?
I don't. Do they mention the Long Island iced tea in the 1-800 bartend commercial?
Long Island iced tea.
Let's find out. All right, here we go.
Hey bartender, what'd you learn in school?
I learned a red snapper, kamikaze, Long Island iced tea, black Russian fuzzy label, and a sex on the beach. Margarita, Bloody Mary, slow gin beer.
Have fun and meet people bartending at your favorite bars. Learn bartending behind an actual bar at the Professional Bartending School. Our graduates get job placement locally and in over 90 cities nationwide. Request information on our webpage now to start your bartending career.
Oh, where's the call? 1-800-BARTEND.
So I think that was like the national spot, but then this was like local.
It was a local,
a local run. Yeah.
Oh man, sketch.
All
Okay,
right.
is this one?
No, I was backing it up. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Long Island iced tea is always bad
Hey,
news.
speaking of liquor, what is the only U.S. airline that allows flight attendants to drink on duty?
Spirit.
Listen to this. But a flight attendant on duty, but you got to put that in quotes, but under strict rules. There is a U.S. airline that allows a flight attendant to drink on the plane. Do you know what airline it is? Would you like to take a guess? Michelle.
Avello.
Avello.
Delta.
No.
Silver Air.
No.
Okay, I mean, MJ.
It's not
Southwest.
Not Southwest.
The only clue you gave is an American airline.
Yeah, it's not Spirit.
Let's go down red departures first, and then we'll go down blue. I mean, which one is it? I don't know.
United.
Okay.
But hang on a minute. There are caveats here. I saw this from an aviation website called View from the Wing. It's a good website. And it's a lot of consumer stuff. It's like pricing and View from the Wing is a great website. United Airlines is the only U.S. carrier that allows flight attendants to drink on duty under these strict rules. Flight attendants for United are allowed to drink while on duty in certain circumstances if they are deadheading, flying during their duty day from one city to another, but not working as crew. For instance, they might fly from their base to another city where they pick up a flight to work or fly back to base after working. So here's the deal. Flight attendant that lives in Tampa needs to fly to Newark, let's say, to then work a Newark to Frankfurt flight, right?
Okay, yeah.
So the flight attendant for United, while technically on duty but just deadheading, she can have some booze or he can have a drink.
Before they start their workday?
Yeah.
On the trip up to Newark.
Apparently so. So I hold on a second. I might have screwed.
Or is it like the ride home?
Hang on.
Yeah.
It might be the ride home.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hang on a sec. Correction. Hang on a minute. Nope, I screwed it up.
You sure did.
Okay.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
I know. It does sound like a terrible idea.
They might fly from their. No, my example screwed me up.
Yeah, really bad example.
So it's if they're not expected to work anymore that day.
Yeah, let's get them drunk as we're about to drop them off at their car.
That's
right.
That's the other thing. All right, so I've just corrected myself. So the flight attendant technically still on duty, but deadheading if they're not expected to work anymore that day. You know what? Here's the deal. My example works in the sense that a flight attendant that lives in Tampa flies to Newark to catch a flight that they're working to Frankfurt, but not if they're working the same day. So if they're deadheading up and then they're catching a flight the next day.
6 a.m. flight
yes,
the next morning.
There you go. Or maybe after midnight. Or then apparently United allows them to have a drink. I would have to say, though, I don't know if that. What if there's an emergency and a flight? It's sort of like if one of the pilots becomes incapacitated in the cockpit and there's another pilot that happens to be deadheading on the plane, that this has happened where like the pilot or the first officer has like a heart attack and dies, and there happens to be another pilot on the plane, and then he goes up or she goes up to take the spot. Yeah,
they made a whole movie about this.
What, Airplane?
This is the
Ted Stryker?
Are you confusing real life with a movie?
No, I'm not.
All right, that's another dementia marker.
Don't eat the fish.
I'm not. No, we've had stories where the pilots become incapacitated and another pilot has stepped in to help.
Leslie Nelson?
Nielsen.
He was like the investigator. He was or the doctor. He was a doctor.
Michelle, Go search right now. Pilot incapacitated. Another pilot from the cabin steps in to help.
Dementia markers.
Stop it. There are stories in the last couple of years that I know that I've read. I think we even did it on the show.
Yes, right here. There's a story about the co-pilot being an inflatable doll having to get blown up by the stewardess.
That was Otto, by the way, the autopilot.
Okay.
All right, in the movie Airplane. All right, so I'm telling you, I don't know if it's a good idea, because what if there's an emergency and you might not be working that particular flight, or maybe you are working the next day, but you're still trained as a flight attendant in the event. Or what if you have I don't see anything for pilots, but apparently flight attendants can actually do that. All right, you want to hear something really, really gross? Have you heard about sex? What?
As you said, gross.
Yeah.
I'm watching the scene from Airplane as the guy throws up in his chair. His passengers.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Hit play.
That second cup of coffee.
Here we go.
Jim never vomits at home.
Jim never vomits at home.
All right.
All right, moving along.
You literally described the premise of that whole movie.
Michelle, did you find any stories about what you tell me what you found before I move on? What did you find?
All right. So a year ago, an off-duty crew member takes control of plane after pilot was incapacitated with uncontrollable nosebleed.
What airline?
Air Transat pilot.
Oh, that's some foreign airline. I'm telling you, there are domestic stories in the last, let's say, 5 years where
a deadheading pilot stepped in to land a plane after the first officer became incapacitated.
Is that the same story?
Air Canada.
Oh, the Air Canada. I'm telling you, there are some U.S. It's happened.
Sure.
All right, I got to move on here. Do you guys know about Sexy Chocolate?
Is that a content creator or something? Is it like an Instagram page?
Sexy Chocolate.
No, I'm thinking Chocolate Rain. That
No.
song.
Let me tell you about Sexy Chocolate. You guys don't know about Sexy Chocolate?
No.
I'm getting very uncomfortable, though. Mostly because you're saying it.
Indiana. So this is Polk County. An assistant principal at a Polk County middle school is in trouble. She was arrested, accused of inappropriate behavior with a student at the school. This happened at the Lake Marion Creek Middle School. An incident between Dr. Kevia Lark, 53, and a 13-year-old male student.
Oh, no.
Holy crap. The student was sent to her office. Why? He was disruptive in class. Apparently threw a balled-up piece of paper in the classroom. And apparently the principal... one report I saw said she was assistant principal or vice principal.
Okay, I
so what do you see? Do you
see assistant principal from clickorlando.com.
Right, all right. So a couple of sources I've seen the principal, and a couple of sources I've seen assistant principal.
Either way, she's an administrator at the school.
Yeah, listen, high up, helping to run the school. So the student gets sent down to the office. I think we can all relate with that, or to that.
Yeah.
Oh, I can. Just a couple times in my school career. So, two witnesses say that the assistant principal, that Lark, put her legs across the boy's lap and told him to rub her feet since he didn't have anything better to do with his hands. So is she saying, oh, you got nothing better to do with your hands, throwing the balled up paper in the classroom? Well, then rub my feet. So this is according to the press release that came from the Polk County Sheriff's Office. So a witness also told detectives that the assistant principal told the student to, quote, rub her feet like he loved her.
Oh.
A witness also heard Lark. This is right out of the Polk County Sheriff's Office police report. A witness also heard Lark, the assistant principal, tell the victim that she was doing this so he would know what to do when he gets a girlfriend when it comes to foreplay.
Oh, man. Wow. That's
Rub my feet so when you get a girlfriend, you know what foreplay is. She apparently said that. Wait a minute. Then, according to the police report from the Polk County Sheriff's Office, Lark called the 13-year-old boy sexy chocolate. Oh, you're my sexy chocolate. Oh, you sexy thing. Oh, yeah. Sexy chocolate. You gotta be kidding me.
I believe in miracles. Where you from?
You sexy chocolate.
Oh,
man.
I'd like to hear what Grady Judd had to say about it. I think he gave an interview.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Fester, if you want to dig up see if you can find the Grady Judd audio on this. Holy crap. So Dr. Lark initially told detectives that it was only a joke and that she was just trying to humble the victim, according to Grady Judd. Do you have the audio?
Yeah, it's in the middle of a News Channel 8 report.
All right, so go ahead and just play it. Go ahead and play it. And here we go. All right.
Administrator
All right.
in jail.
All right, here we
Bottom
go.
line is, she did something that was evil and something that was wrong.
Deputies say this is 53-year-old Dr. Kiva Lark, Lake Marion Creek Middle School assistant principal.
All right, so they're going with assistant.
Had an inappropriate encounter with a 13-year-old.
Yep, I need more Grady.
Get back to this. Here we go.
Paper in the classroom misbehaving, so they sent him to the office.
Sheriff Grady Judd says Lark told the boy to rub her feet because
yeah.
she claimed he didn't have anything
Better to do with his hands. I know.
She took her shoes off and put her feet in his lap and told this 13-year-old child to massage her feet.
All right, somebody teach this reporter how to edit a package. Let the sheriff talk.
Just let the sheriff. Just let him do the whole thing. I want to hear Grady Judd.
Nobody wants to hear this reporter.
Not the Squeaky over here, all right?
Her feet like he loved her, but that she was doing this so he would know what foreplay is for when he gets a girlfriend.
My goodness. How bizarre can you get? She is 53 years old, and she's asking a 13-year-old child, young enough to be her grandson, to massage her feet while she makes sexually suggestive comments. That's way over the line.
Yep, absolutely. And then called the kid sexy chocolate. So I'm guessing it was a black kid. Now, if it was a white kid, would he be white chocolate?
Maybe sexy white chocolate.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's not good for your education career.
So she's been demoted, right?
To teacher?
I'm thinking she's being. I'm thinking she's being demoted right out of the whole freaking school system. Is what I'm guessing. Holy crap! All right, 8:39 at the MJ Morning Show. Do we have an update on the bassist from Weezer's wife? Michelle,
yeah. Well, this morning they something was published.
This is just the bizarrest story, and the wife is arrested for like attempted murder. She gets shot in the shoulder by LAPD and the California Highway Patrol. There was like this big pursuit, and the pursuit ends up in their neighborhood. And I guess the suspects are running through the streets, and she comes out of her house with a gun. All right, what is the update on the bassist's wife?
Just that the investigation shows they have video footage showing shell casing and that she repeatedly ignored police commands to disarm and that she fired her weapon at the LAPD officers.
Oh my, that's going to put you in a heap of trouble.
All right, were these officers in uniform? Were they like, hey,
yes.
we're the police. We're in uniform.
And police cars, yes.
I don't know this. They hopped into her yard. You don't drive cars in the yard.
The cops are saying, drop the gun, police. Was she hopped up on something?
I don't know.
I
mean,
but listen,
there's nothing to that effect in the investigation.
It gets even more bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
So the Weezer bassist, this Scott Schreiner dude, he apparently is like ignoring the whole thing. He was yesterday promoting the upcoming appearance at Coachella. It's like, dude, your wife just got shot by the LAPD in the shoulder by brandishing a gun while they're chasing some other suspects. She's shot. She's charged with attempted murder by firing at cops, and you're just out. You're promoting Coachella.
Did they ever catch the guy they were looking for?
I think yes. I think they said they did. But did you see the bottoms of her feet?
I did not.
Oh, when she's laying on the ground.
What?
Oh, they're filthy.
Oh, she has 7-Eleven feet?
Oh, yeah.
Really? So
that's what I'm concerned about.
The basis for Scott Schreiner finally broke his silence yesterday. But not what'd I say?
Yes, he broke his silence yesterday.
No, I said the basis. I said the wrong band. What'd I say? All right. So,
Nirvana.
I don't know what I said.
Whatever you said.
Andrew, what did I say? Oh, I'm sorry. I said his name. So Scott Schreiner, the bassist for Weezer, broke his silence yesterday, and you think he's going to talk about his wife? No. He's promoting their upcoming appearance, like I said, at Coachella.
Just ignore it. It'll go away.
Nothing to see here. My wife is just in the hospital, charged with attempted murder. Nothing to see here.
Is she not going to the Coachella performance?
We've got an awesome set lined up for Coachella. You know what we're going to do? So going to do. And my wife is going to pop on out with a 6-shooter. And special guest will be Alec Baldwin. Sorry. Nicki Minaj. I like Nicki Minaj.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I like this song she did. You know, the super bass, super. So, Nicki Minaj.
Did she get shot by police?
No, she was shot by the Weezer bassist's wife.
Oh, no.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. No, Nicki Minaj was the target of a swatting call.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody called cops and said that, Nicki Minaj's house was, there was some big problem over there. Yeah, so Nicki Minaj target is swatting. And there was a report of a shooter at her home on Wednesday night. Yeah, L.A. County Sheriff's deputies responded to an assault with a deadly weapon call at Minaj's Hidden Hills residence. Caller claimed that someone had shot a black female adult, and 2 suspects dressed in all black were still on the property, according to the L.A. Times. So deputies raced to the scene, found no evidence of a crime. And apparently Nicki Minaj, I didn't know this, Nicki Minaj has been the target of a swatting incident before.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the summer of 2023, there was a false 911 report of child abuse. And then another fake shooting claim a month later, according to TMZ. The Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
What?
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Ed McMahon and Dick Clark aren't making any more appearances, right?
Who's buying magazines? Well, yeah. Well, you know what, Fester? You've made a little mistake. So when you think of the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes, who comes to mind as the big spokesperson for the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes? You just said...
I want to say Ed McMahon.
No.
Dick
See,
Clark.
that.
Were they the other one?
People gravitate to that. No, Ed McMahon did not do Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. Ed McMahon did American Family Publishers.
Watch your mail. For American Family's all-new $1 million prizes and the biggest prize of all, $10 million. It can be yours next month in America's only sweepstakes with my picture. Watch for it and enter today.
Yeah, that was Ed McMahon. You know, the joke about, is Ed McMahon going to show up at your house with a big giant check? Ed McMahon did not do Publishers Clearinghouse.
Well, who is Publishers Clearinghouse?
We were trying to figure that out. Did Dick Clark do Publishers Clearinghouse? So, all right, hold on. Dick Clark also did American Family Publishers with Ed McMahon. Did they use, I don't know if they used any celebrity for Publishers. So here's Publishers Clearinghouse.
What's the new Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes doing over there?
Cluttering my desk.
Don't you know you could win $2 million?
Those contests aren't for real.
That's what we used to think.
That this check is real.
It's just a big come on.
That's what I used to think.
Do you know what this sign could mean to you?
That's what I used to think.
So stop making excuses. Enter the one and only Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
There's no place like our house.
Come on, send it in.
Go Oh, that's right. Go on. Send it. Remember that? Go on. Send it. But who's buying oodles of magazine subscriptions these days? Like nobody.
Yeah.
What a nightmare for American family publishers that they pay Ed McMahon all this money and all people can think about is their competition.
Yeah.
You know who was the spokesperson for
Publishers Clearinghouse?
Yeah.
Who?
In the summer of 2020?
Yeah.
Marie Osmond.
Really?
And then
Hold
in
on.
January of 2021?
Yeah.
Your favorite person?
Who?
Steve Harvey.
Oh, really? What a
it says.
talented man. What a talented person.
They paid him $100,000 per tooth.
Probably more
So,
than that.
Publishers Clearinghouse has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, reorganization. So they announced this week that they're using the bankruptcy process to finalize a shift away from the legacy business of direct mail, retail merchandise, and magazine subscriptions, and they're hoping to transition and rebrand as a pure digital advertising model where it will continue to offer free-to-play entertainment and prizes. So Publishers Clearinghouse, remember the Publishers Clearinghouse van, going through the neighborhood and the camera crew in tow.
Or was that American Family?
No. I think they both did that. They both had the van. They both had the big checks, if I'm not mistaken. Who did the live spots during the Super Bowl? Remember that? It wasn't that long ago. It was 10 years ago?
We're knocking on, maybe 20 for all
Yeah,
we know,
they
but
would-
we're knocking on the door in seconds.
Exactly. They would knock on doors live like in Super Bowl commercials. Or they taped it just prior to, I don't know if they actually did them live. I think they were taped just prior.
You know who's really disappointed that that's gone away?
Who dat?
Law enforcement agencies that used to use that as a cover to
to show
remember
it.
reel people in? They would be like, you won a prize?
yeah.
Who wins a prize now that they show up at your door and do that, and then they would get the people who had warrants out? I mean, they can't use this ruse anymore.
Yeah, I tell you, my favorite law enforcement ruse is when they're a bunch of warrants for people or they're fugitives, and they send out notices that you've just won $10,000 or a new car. Show up at the so-and-so hotel, and we're going to have, there's going to be a whole prize ceremony, and all the people that show up, and then the cops move in and they make all these arrests.
My favorite one was when they busted a bunch of mobsters in New York, low-level mobsters, the street guys.
Like some wise guys.
They told them that they won tickets to meet the Yankees,
right?
Or lunch with the Yankees.
At Yankee Stadium or something.
They all go to this ballroom, right? And they have a band, and the band's name was Spock, which is cops spelled backwards. And the last song they played was I Fought the Law, and the law won.
I fought the law, and the law won.
So all these mobsters are up there. He's like, get up and sing. And all these mobsters, I fought the law. And then they kick the doors open.
Oh, my God.
New York police, you're all under arrest. Hands in the air.
That's great, Fester. You know the story from what? Family members shared with you?
Listen, I might have had an uncle. Thought I was going to meet Reggie Jackson. He met a different Reggie in Rikers Island. All right. I'm kidding. I didn't have an uncle arrested.
I'm not a big golf person.
No.
But the Masters starts this weekend, and everyone's making this. Everyone makes a big deal out of this incident from yesterday, or this situation, or this event yesterday.
What happened?
So the Masters, I think yesterday was Family Day or something. I don't know much about the golf and the Masters, but I do know that it has some kind of green jacket deal.
The winner gets a green jacket.
And I know that it's up in Augusta, Georgia.
Uh-huh.
And that the Augusta golf course is like a prized place to play, right?
Yeah.
Michelle, do you remember my Masters golf story? Do you remember that?
No.
Tied into an advertiser that I refused to advertise.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
remember that story?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell a funny little story when we get back. And once again, MJ was right. I refused to do commercials for this company. And oh my God, this was back during Clear Channel days, even before they changed to iHeart.
Is the company still in business?
No. And in fact, this company stiffed Clear Channel for $25 million in unpaid advertising. and I refused to do the commercials. And the owner of the company wanted me so bad to promote his product.
His problem.
His product on the MJ Morning Show, and I wouldn't do it. And oh my God, he was livid. And then he came down to have a meeting with. Oh, you got to hear this. All right, hang on. I'll tell the story and a whole lot more. We have an Amazon CEO warning for everybody. I got an egg update. Oh, another high-profile bankruptcy apparently is in the works here. I'm looking at we have a lot of stuff. Oh, we got a lot of. And things not to do before the NFL draft. Yeah.
What's that?
Well, I'm going to tell you next. Hang on a minute. And, Arby's also has more than the meats. I'm going to tell you what else Arby's has other than the meats.
Jamocha shakes?
Hang on. Next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. 9:01 at the MJ Morning Show. We have arrived at the 9 o'clock hour. So 1 hour from right now, the Cash Kitty's back. We had the Cash Kitty at 8 o'clock this morning. The Cash Kitty returns in exactly 1 hour at 10 a.m. Then the Cash Kitty makes an appearance at 12 noon, 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. So you listen all day. You listen to the MJ Morning Show. Then you keep listening to Q105 for the great music while you work or drive around. But remember, Cash Kitty, 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 noon, 3 p.m., 5 p.m. $1,000 on the line. You get to send in the keyword that we give you to the text number we give you, and then you could be notified that you just won $1,000. It takes seconds to do it, and hey, you go buy lottery tickets. Why wouldn't you go, to just hit your phone and put in our little keyword, 5 times a day? Next one comes up in an hour at 10 o'clock, the Cash Kitty on Q105, 104.7 FM. All right, so quickly, I was trying to remember the name of the product. What, Michelle, I was looking up and I found like a Federal Trade Commission settlement. Was it Healthy Trim? It might have been Healthy. I can't remember exactly. But
because that was the one that said they're going to get you high school skinny.
Yeah,
I used to say to you like, "Ooh, I'm going to get high school skinny."
Well, you were always high school skinny for a long time. Well, I mean, you kind of still high school.
Am I not now?
I mean,
what are you saying?
No, you're still in really good shape. I mean, you're still in great shape. You know, you look great. You look fantastic.
Just stop while you're ahead.
All right, so
yeah, really.
So at the end of the last segment, I was bringing up the Masters. And if you have like a golf wacko in your life, good luck with this weekend and the Masters on TV and all that crap. I can't think of anything more boring. I find playing golf, just boring beyond all hell. So I can't even imagine watching golf on TV. That's like exponentially more boring. So the Masters this weekend, of course, up in Augusta. And it reminded me of this funny story that this company that was pushing these diet pills, and I think it was Healthy Trim or something. And they had done this huge deal with our old employers when we worked for Clear Channel, which then became iHeart. And we were the only morning show in like the whole company that like the main personality, and in the case of the MJ Morning Show, I MJ, I'm the show's named after me. Yeah, they had like Kid Craddock in Dallas, and they had all these celebrities, in
their own market,
their own markets. All these radio big name celebrities were doing commercials, and of course, the MJ Morning Show is one of the top morning shows in all of Clear Channel. And I refuse to do the commercials. I'm like, no, I'm not pushing diet pills. I'm not doing it. It's just something I don't do. It goes back to even the days with Nutrisystem.
Remember Fen came out and they approached you about it?
Well, hold on a minute. I did Nutrisystem commercials with BJ in 1995, 96, 97, somewhere in that zone. But that's when Nutrisystem, they gave you the meals so that you bought the prepackaged foods.
A food-based weight loss program.
But that used to be the Nutrisystem model, is that you followed their meal plan and you ate their foods and then the healthy snack and all that crap. But then when that business model started to fall off, then Nutrisystem, they shifted to Fen. And it was Fen and Fen. There were two different drugs. And they wanted me to now push the drugs. And I said, no, I'm not pushing the drugs. I'm not telling my audience to take drugs. I'm not doing it. We lost the account. It was like $250,000 a year. Oh, my God. Dave Reinhardt, I thought he was going to pop a neck artery. I mean, he turned red. And he was angry at me. He said, MJ, it's $250,000 a year. You got it. And I'm like, Dave, I can't do it. I'm not going to push prescription medications. I'm not doing Nutrisystem commercials with Fen. And guess what? Within, a year or so, the whole Fen thing exploded. People were having heart attacks and heart valve problems. And
leaky valves.
Yeah, that's what it was. They were having heart problems. And then Fen was pulled off the market. Then that whole... And then everyone was like, oh, MJ, I guess you were right. And then years later, then we had this other diet thing, and I think it was healthy trim.
Healthy trim or healthy something,
it was some trim thing. And I said, no, I'm not doing diet pills. I'm not doing it again. I mean, I'm pretty consistent. I'm sticking to my guns here, right? So again, oh my God, this caused a major issue because the owner of the company had a huge deal with Clear Channel. He was spending millions of dollars on like all of the big stations all across the country, and I was the only guy that said no. The owner of the company flew down to meet with me and said, MJ, I want you to do the listen, how about I send a plane for you? He was going to send a private jet for me to Tampa to fly me up to Augusta, Georgia, to play golf with him at Augusta, where the Masters is played.
Ooh.
And that's why I'm bringing up the story, because the Masters is this weekend. And then I had to say to him,
I don't golf.
I said, I hate golf. You should have seen Dan DiLoretto. This was Dan DiLoretto time. I think Dave Reinhardt had retired, and Dan is like, he's turning purple. That's what made his hair white. I love Dave. Dave Reinhardt and Dan DiLoretto, they were both great general managers. Fantastic. So that's my Masters-related story, all that, because the Masters is this weekend. And then guess what? That company ended up like stiffing Clear Channel for like $25 million in unpaid advertising bills. Well, MJ, I guess you were right again. Oh, man. Anyway, there was over the years, there were so many of these gimmick things, and I can't even remember all the names. There were multiple. There was one called Body Solutions. Remember that one? There was another one. Some of these names are just popping into my head. All right. You know what? Shut your pie hole and get on a treadmill. That's the MJ diet.
I mean, a tried and true tapeworm works so well.
Yeah,
you know who else's advice that is?
What?
Brian Williams.
Who?
Brian Williams.
What, as in?
When we saw him doing in between when you used to have that satellite dish, that's exactly what he said.
Oh, that's right.
They were doing a story on obesity and losing weight, and he was like, well, here's some advice. Just shut your mouth and get on a treadmill,
exercise bike or something.
Treadmill and read a book.
Yeah.
How hard is that? And he was like going off on it. I mean,
that was pretty funny. So this is back when we had the big satellite dish at the house, and we could tune into the network channels. You can get like the live shots from the satellite trucks and everything. But every night, NBC Nightly News on one of the KA band satellites, NBC had an open channel where the studio camera was on, the mics were hot, during the entire 6:30 NBC nightly newscast with Brian Williams. And it started with Tom Brokaw.
Yeah.
So we used to use, if you remember back in the day, I used to play the funny clips of Brokaw and Brian Williams. I recorded them and would play the audio on the show. And then, they were running some commercial where some lady was like overweight or something. And Brian Williams was like, hey, how about you shut your mouth and get on an exercise bike or something?
So you never played at Augusta?
Yeah. So I never played Augusta because I don't care about golf. But and everyone's talking about some golfer's little 4-year-old kid sank an impressive putt yesterday.
Yeah, it's family day at the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yesterday was family day, but the real tournament kicks up what? Today?
Today? Thursday?
So did the real game start yesterday?
I don't know.
Andrew says that it started. I have no idea. And
Fester, you don't golf?
And
putt.
And then I guess it culminates like Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, Sunday afternoon.
Late.
Not soon enough.
Late Sunday, final
I
round.
will not watch a minute of it. I know some guys are really into it, but I'm not.
We have a warning from the Amazon CEO. Just a little bit of a heads up.
Jeff Bezos?
No, the CEO of Amazon is Andy Jassy.
Who the hell's that?
Yeah. Oh, he's been the CEO for a while.
Oh.
Yeah, he runs more of the day-to-day things. Bezos is, man, you know what Bezos' job is?
Keeping Lauren Sanchez happy.
Yeah, spend his billions, keep the lady happy, and make sure she has all the plastic surgery and collagen fillers that she needs. That's his job.
Lauren, I got you new collagen fillers. Anything for you, dear?
It'll be here today between 4 and 6.
All right, according to the app, 8 stops away.
So the Amazon CEO, Andy Jassy, is warning we the people, Americans, that cheap prices of everyday goods could be over.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah, big old warning regarding the tariff wars and everything. Yeah, I guess he was on with CNBC. Oh, he was on Squawk Box yesterday, and he said that these macro issues hitting the average Joe and Jane, and says that the everyday cheap prices for a lot of goods, those days might be done, over. Listen, egg prices have now hit a record high.
Yeah, but that's because of an avian flu.
Yeah.
Egg prices were high before all this tariff stuff.
Yeah, so egg prices are going even high. You know what's interesting, though? I just bought Michelle's favorite eggs. Michelle, other than a real farm-raised egg where you go, who's the lady out in Odessa that has the farm and you can get the eggs that the chickens just dropped 12 minutes earlier?
Laverne.
Oh, we haven't been out there in a while.
we got to go back out there.
I know.
Do you remember the name of her farm? What's the egg lady's name out there? I mean, those are some fresh eggs, I'm telling you right now. But as far as the store-bought eggs...
I think it's the Dancing Goat.
Is that Dancing Goat? Yeah, we got to get
Maverick,
She was so sweet. We got to get back out there.
I know.
But when it comes to the store eggs, Michelle likes the Vital Farms. And at Walmart, they were like the cheapest I'd seen them in a while. I bought you 4 packages of the Vital Farms eggs the other day, and they were like, what?
Vital Arms.
Vital Farms.
Vital Arms, yes. There were fingers and elbows.
Vital Farms and Vital Arms.
I think they were like $5.99 or something. It's like the cheapest for these, these free-range, eggs that I've seen in a while. But egg prices have hit in March, egg prices continued to rise, and I have a story here that egg prices on average for March, $6.27 a dozen for grade A large.
Yeah, but why? Because supply doesn't seem to be that big of an issue anymore. I don't see bare egg shelves anymore.
That's what I was saying, Fester.
So why are but here's an example. At Walmart, the eggs that Michelle likes, last time I saw those eggs at Publix, they were like $9 a dozen at Publix.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just picked them up for like $5.99 at Walmart.
See?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of weight loss, now it appears that Weight Watchers is preparing for bankruptcy. Yep.
Really?
Yep. Yep. Weight Watchers International, the health and wellness company known for Weight Watchers, preparing to file for bankruptcy. I guess Oprah Oprah couldn't. Wasn't it Oprah that tried to sell them? Right?
Oprah became their spokesperson.
Oh, I'm sorry, to save them.
Yeah, but they can't fight that Ozempic.
Then that's what it is.
I mean, who the hell wants to go to a meeting with a bunch of fatty boombalatties when you can just take a jab once a week? Seriously, last thing I want to do is hang out with other fat people if there's not food around. I mean, if there's food around, bring them in. Let's go.
Oh, Fester. Come on, Fester.
Tell me when I lie.
But
Weight Watchers is figuring this out.
It's Ozempic. It's Wegovy. It's Mounjaro. It's that stuff that's hurting these traditional weight loss places. Because you take a poke. You take a little, and then, how often do you have to take an Ozempic poke? Is it once
weekly?
Is it once a week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, take your GL.
Oprah's out of there, though, by the way.
Yeah, Oprah, I think she did leave it, but
a year ago.
They brought Oprah. Didn't Oprah have a stake in the company?
She did, right. She was in it, and then, she lost a lot of weight, and I think, I haven't read, but I think there was some.
A couple of years ago, yeah.
Right. But I think there was some speculation that she actually used the medication instead of using the Weight Watchers program.
Oh, that's right. There was a scandal. How did Oprah lose the weight? Was it Weight Watchers, or she got a...
Listen to you. There was a scandal. It was a scandal. There's a bunch of internet bloggers typing crap. Scandal.
You know what we didn't mention yet was that awful helicopter crash on the Hudson River yesterday. My God, can you imagine?
It was like a South American CEO or something?
No, Spain.
Spain? Okay.
Yeah. So turns out that the CEO of Siemens, the big electronics company. I mean, Siemens does all kinds of stuff. It's a German company, if I'm not mistaken. And Siemens Electronics, was it Siemens? Siemens.
Yeah, let's get the spelling right.
Yeah. And this dude was the CEO for Siemens Spain, had just flown in yesterday morning from Spain with his family for a New York City vacation. Husband, wife, 3 kids. They get on a New York City helicopter tour, and 16 minutes later, they're dead because the helicopter came apart in midair.
This was just a crappy tour? I thought when I saw it was like the CEO, I thought it was like a corporate helicopter or something.
No. They were on a tour. They were sightseeing.
Would they get a Groupon or something?
They just landed, Fester, they just landed in New York yesterday morning from Spain. And in the afternoon, like 3 o'clock, they get on, they go to one of the helipads. It's the East Side helipad in Lower Manhattan on the East Side. They used to have right nearby, they have that huge schooner parked over there as well. I know exactly where this helipad is. That's in the TV show Billions. They use that helipad all the time in Billions when they were departing Manhattan and flying wherever in their helicopters. So that was the helipad. They leave from there, and it was New York City Helicopter Tours. That's the name of the company, New York Helicopter Tours. And this was a Bell 206, a very, very common, highly used chopper with a pretty good safety record. And what's bizarre is the video shows the blades just flying off.
Crazy.
So the main rotor is flew off. The tail rotor is gone. In fact, when you look at the helicopter, as it's hitting the ground from altitude, which it's so sad to imagine, these people are on there, the pilot and then the family of 5, the plane inverts, or the helicopter rather inverts, and it's falling upside down, and the whole tail appears to be missing. The whole tail section appears to be gone. So the rotor for the stabilization, the main rotor, it flew off. I mean, there was just catastrophic failure of this chopper. I don't know whether it was fatigue, whether it was a maintenance issue, whether they hit something like birds, or who knows? But the video is just a horror show, and thoughts go out to this entire family. You come to New York, I mean, you go to New York as a tourist. I mean, maybe the worst thing that happens, you get mugged in Central Park or something, or maybe a homeless guy pushes you in front of the A train.
I mean,
at the Port Authority.
That's not a great outcome either. But this is just a really tragic situation.
Maybe a homeless dude he shoves you in front of the B train at West Fourth. Maybe you just got to grab the slice of Joe's Pizza right around the corner. Jeez, just awful story. Agustin Escobar, president and CEO of Siemens in Spain, his wife, their 3 children, all killed. They were in a Bell 206L4 Long Ranger 4 helicopter. And oh, God, the New York Post. Oh, it's so gut-wrenching.
What?
The New York Post got pictures of them standing in front of the chopper just before taking off, and then another picture of them all strapped into the helicopter. And apparently the pictures were posted on the New York Helicopter Tours website. So they must take pictures and then post them right away.
As soon as you land, your pictures are going to be on our website.
Yeah. Holy crap. Yeah. And after the crash, the pictures were up for a certain amount of time. And the New York Post grabbed the pictures, and it just 3 adorable kids, like 2 boys and a girl, and the mother and father, they're all smiling. It's like, oh my God, I can't even imagine
They're
this.
just so excited to be starting their adventure, their vacation.
And then the chopper just comes apart. Anyway, thoughts and just a nightmare. 9:20 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, it's the final segment for the week. We got to wrap up a week of spectacular MJ dumpster fire crapcasting next, including, I mentioned Arby's has more than the meats. All right, well, I'll explain in just a minute. Guess what? Full House back in the news. Why did I play remember I did the whole little game where
Because Stamos' house had a gold toilet.
That's right. So John Stamos' house was being resold, and it had a gold toilet. So we talked about Full House earlier. Guess what? Full House back in the news today. And I don't know if I'd want this. Who would pay $6 million and just the baggage that goes? I'll explain in a minute. I don't want to get too far ahead of my skis here. All right. So hang on. A lot of stuff. That's just a little taste. But a lot of stuff next in the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Of the broadcast begins right now. Fester, anything else that you need to bring up here on the program?
Oh, my God, so much. I'm glad you asked.
Michelle, anything that you need to bring up before we shut things down in about 15 minutes?
No.
All right. All right, well, let's dive in. 9:29 at the end. Oh, guess what? Bill Belichick's sixth-grade girlfriend is going to enter the Miss Maine USA pageant.
Is that a tough competition?
I don't know, Miss Maine.
I mean, if you're going to enter a state, I mean, I would think you'd stand a better chance in Maine.
Is she from Maine?
Yeah, I think
Guess so.
Yeah.
Don't you have to be a resident of that state
Maybe
to
she's
represent?
Maybe she's from there.
Yeah, so I know that she's hanging out with him in North Carolina. I told you not to call yet, Andrew. Why are you calling? I haven't even told you to call yet.
Sorry.
I don't understand that.
We'll get to it.
All right. Yeah, no, I did. All right, so Jordan Hudson, 24 years old, was the first runner-up for Miss Maine back last year, and now I guess she's going to enter again.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the former cheerleader confirmed that she's going to, I guess, enter the pageant again for 2025.
Good for her.
How long does this whole Bill Belichick, the 48-year age gap, how long does this go on?
What does he care?
Well,
what does he care?
I'm just asking, how much longer does this go on? 48-year age, nearly a 50-year age, nearly half a century age gap between the two. I know that some people say, oh, age is just a number, but come on, she's 24 and Belichick is what?
105.
He looks it.
He's not 105.
How old is Yoda?
He's 72. Will you stop it?
You stop it. Big deal.
Anyway.
They're consenting adults.
Anyway, you know what she ought to do? She ought to become a cheerleader because she's a former cheerleader. She ought to maybe take a few classes and become a cheerleader for the Tar Heels.
Yeah.
Because Belichick is coaching North Carolina and football now. All right, we got a father arrested at Arby's. Or, well, the incident happened at Arby's. Remember I said that Arby's has more than just the meat?
What else do they have?
They have 4-year-old kids running around a drive-thru.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Arby's, we have the 4-year-olds.
Arby's, we have
the 4-year-olds.
We have your kids.
That was seamless, wasn't it?
Arby's,
we have your kid. So this is right here in Clearwater. Yeah, a guy was arrested after a 4-year-old was found barefoot, unattended, wandering around an Arby's drive-thru in Clearwater.
Oh, that's no good.
Concerned citizen was approached by the 4-year-old girl saying that she was hungry.
Oh.
All right, so first thing you do is buy the kid a meal, right?
Yeah.
Then you instantly call police.
Yeah, buy the kid the bacon cheddar Arby burger or something. Or whatever. So this concerned citizen brought the girl inside the Arby's where they bought her food.
Absolutely.
You want to know why? Because
Arby's, we have the meat.
Yep.
You tell the little kid, you're at the right spot.
Exactly.
They have the meat.
So 4-year-old girl wandering around the drive-thru. A concerned citizen says, honey, what's going on? Where are you? The girl's like, I'm hungry. 4 years old. Brings the kid inside, buys him an Arby's meal. And then deputies located the kid's father, Clyde Thompson, 31, that was unaware the girl had left the home and was wandering Arby's. What?
Just walked out the front door.
Yeah. Thompson told deputies that he last fed the 4-year-old a donut for breakfast around 9 a.m.
That is a good
breakfast.
breakfast.
The child was discovered at 5:47 p.m.
Wow.
What the? Yeah, according to the arrest affidavit, Thompson said that he thought the kid was at a neighbor's house, but then finally admitted under questioning that he never brought the kid to the neighbor's house or checked on the kid during the entire day.
Oh.
What? The 31-year-old father, 4-year-old kid, and you don't know the whereabouts of your kid from 9 a.m. to 5:47 p.m.?
I mean, how big was the house? Like, is she hiding somewhere?
Oh, my God. But
He's
then,
asleep?
Oh, yeah. I thought she was at a neighbor's house, but never brought the girl to the neighbor's house? Oh, my. And then the deputies with the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office said that this Father of the Year did not have any contact information for the neighbors. Oh, thought his wife had arranged for them to watch the girl while he was at work. The deputies told the neighbor that the child showed up at their house several times throughout the day, but each time they escorted her back home to her house. So it seems like there was a degree of due diligence. But why did the neighbor make contact with the father or an adult? Or if there was no adult present, then guess what? Then you call the cops.
Right.
Was it a home or like a structure, or was it like an apartment complex?
It was a TP. I don't know. It was their house.
I'm just thinking, the apartment.
But
it was a wigwam.
I'm asking.
Fester,
you might know. I don't think there's wigwams in.
They walk the girl home, and then she opens the door, and they're like, "Okay, we'll see you later." And
bye-bye.
They assume the dad is inside. Nobody's bothering to check.
Yeah.
Maybe they asked her, "Is your dad home?" And she says, "Yes."
Listen, you got to say, "Hey, where's dad? Where's mom?
He's
Hey,
in the house.
let me make contact. Hey, your daughter keeps wandering over here. I'd be really concerned about the neighbor walked the girl back home, but I don't know if the neighbor went far enough to try to ascertain whether there was an adult supervisor to watch the 4-year-old kid.
The neighbor might have done enough, to where they felt okay.
Right.
I wouldn't leave a kid in what I felt was harmful.
All right, there's more. But wait. You know what they say? But wait, there's more.
What?
What'd they order at Arby's?
I don't have that.
Oh.
So according to but that's very essential. So according to the affidavit from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, deputies also interviewed the 8-year-old sibling of the 4-year-old. The 8-year-old said, yeah, dad sleeps all day and never feeds them.
Ooh. See?
8-year-old told the police that the neighbor actually made them macaroni and cheese around lunchtime.
Aw.
And then they went back home. So apparently the 8-year-old and the 4-year-old.
So the neighbor did feed them.
They're bumming mac and cheese off the neighbor.
Yeah.
Come to our house. Michelle has like those big cases of mac and cheese from Kraft that I get for her at Costco.
Yeah, I mean, a hungry kid knocks on my door. I'm going to feed him.
Tell you what.
Call authorities.
People think my wife's all hoity-toity. You just give Michelle a 73.5-cent box of Kraft macaroni and cheese from Costco, and she is happier than a pig. And
as long as you're not touching it, because I'll eat the whole box.
Whoa. Oh yeah, she will. Michelle. When I met Michelle, seriously, when I first met Michelle, her entire diet consisted of Kraft macaroni and cheese and McDonald's cheeseburgers with no ketchup, mustard, or onions.
Plain cheeseburger.
Plain cheeseburger. Just the bun, the meat, and the cheese. That's all Michelle wanted, and that's all she ever ate.
Yep.
That's
alternated.
2 items, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. That was it.
You could take the girl out of the country, but boy, can't take the country out of the girl.
Nope.
I guess what's back here on the MJ Morning Show is that the house has been sold. Well, obviously, the house is just the exterior shot of this San Francisco house. Right. So I'm bringing this back up for a reason, because we already mentioned just the fact that the house was sold. So the house was sold for $6 million. But here's why I want to bring this up. Other neighbors say that it is a pain in the ass with the number of people that drive by, stop by. And I just wanted to reiterate and ask the question. Somebody paid $6 million for this place. $6 million. And it's a tourist attraction. I mean, people are like standing on the steps. People are standing on the sidewalk. They're taking pictures.
Like, get the hell away from my $6 million house.
Yeah, come on. I mean, you're paying $6 million for a house that is essentially it's a tourist stop.
Every person who visits San Francisco is going to bring this up.
Right.
Somewhere in conversation.
I don't think it's every single person, but it's a lot.
Person. Now, I'm not talking about like business trips. I'm talking, if you're planning a trip to San Francisco.
What about We Too Low? What about?
Okay.
What about? Was it Holy Fook?
Something Wrong?
Something Wrong and Bang Ding Ow. So the pilots for that Asiana flight, you think they talked about visiting the Full House?
Possibly.
Right upon landing.
Look, the neighbors even fought it when one of the previous owners wanted to paint the front doors red. I guess that's how it's depicted in the show. And the neighbors fought it and said, it's already enough of a tourist attraction. You make it look like the actual, show, presentation in the beginning of the show.
What's the
matter? It's going to be even worse. Like people are already trying to get up on the stoop and get their picture taken.
What kind of moron are you? You want you want to make it look more like the TV show. All right, so Andrew, I told Andrew to hold on, but all right, so Andrew called Trader Joe's. What did Andrew, turn your mic on, would you please? What did Trader Joe say?
I asked if I could put the young lady on with you. She said no. I asked if they had the bags. Yes.
So they still have the tote bags.
Yes.
What's the issue with the bags? We talked about this a couple days ago.
Because the tote bags are back because Chloe sent me a message. Would you please stop at Trader Joe's and get me a tote bag?
What color does she want?
I don't know.
Well, there's 4 colors. It's very important.
I know. The Easter tote bag colors are out at Trader Joe's. And we had a story earlier in the week that some of the bags are being sold for $1,000. And I was like, wait a minute. This guy in front of me earlier this week at Trader Joe's bought all the colors for $3 a bag.
You got to call Chloe back or text her and find out what color. They have light blue, pink, then they have Easter purple and a light green.
Andrew, call Trader Joe's back and just see if they have all 4 colors.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess she's going to want that green one.
Wednesday, I can say this now. Wednesday after the show.
Yeah.
I went to Trader Joe's in South Tampa and I bought 2 for the kids.
Oh, you did buy them?
Because we're going to make their Easter.
Did they have all 4 colors?
Wait. Don't say it. Don't say it. Are you ruining the surprise?
No, they're at school. Kids are at school right there. They're not playing hooky.
Yeah. They're going to have, their 8-year-old friend. Hey, I heard your dad got you a Trader Joe bag.
You never know.
But the pink was the fastest seller.
Yeah.
Assuming they have the same amount of every color.
Pink for the Easter Bunny kind of thing.
Pink, and then I got a pink one and a light blue one, but they had plenty of the green, like a light jade and a purple one.
So, Michelle, maybe we need to fight that nightmare parking lot and all the traffic jam on Swan and Dale Mabry to get the Trader Joe. Maybe we'll stop on the way home and pick Chloe up. Andrew's calling the Trader Joe's back to see if they have all 4 colors
MJ,
in stock.
Honestly, you don't even need to park. Just drop her off on Swan and do a loop around the block, and she'll be out by the time you're. This is all you're getting.
Yeah.
They're in the back corner. They're not up front. You can't. They're in the back corner.
Because that park up. Oh, they have all the colors.
Yeah.
All right, so Michelle, I guess we're going to go right there.
There's only 4.
Watch, there's going to be a mad rush. Traffic's going to be even worse on Swan and South Tampa, and they're going to sell out. That lady just got the last one.
What color does Chloe? That's the thing we have to surprise her.
I'll buy. Listen, $3 a bag. I'll spend $12 and buy her all 4 freaking bags.
Is that what you want?
My gosh, you're so nice.
Just call me Splurge-O-Rama.
Listen to Daddy Warbucks over here.
Oh my! Wow.
Give me all 4 bags.
I think that's the only time I've ever heard him say he doesn't mind spending the dollars. What's going to happen to the other 3 bags that she doesn't want?
You want this crap laying around your house? Just get her 1 bag.
Listen, so move it along. Like the Snow White movie is not getting enough crap. You ready for the latest on Snow White?
Sure.
So the movie is going to be a big giant loser for Disney. It's just, again, why did this thing fail? What?
Because it sucked.
Yeah, I mean, thank you, Michelle.
The 7 midgets were all
animatronic or animation, CGI. Yeah.
You know.
Gal Gadot is too pretty as the Wicked Witch.
Is that it?
Well, that's, people have a problem with that.
Anyway, listen to this. So Snow White already has enough problems. This is a big bomb for Disney. You ready for the latest? Snow White produced a higher carbon emission than the latest Fast and Furious film. I don't really care about that, but I just thought it was hysterical. So are they gonna have like Greenpeace and organizations protesting now because of the carbon emission? Yeah, Disney's remake of Snow White produced more carbon emissions than the most recent Fast and Furious film, according to a report by The Guardian. How do they know? Who keeps track of a carbon footprint of a Hollywood movie?
They might have to keep track of it.
Oh, my God. All of the computer power that was used to make the fake CGI computer-generated midgets, the dwarfs.
Yeah.
Oh, my, you wouldn't believe. It was like we were Bitcoin farming. So much energy was used. The carbon footprint was massive. And I just thought that was funny. Oh, Jelly Roll. Have you seen that Jelly Roll has apparently lost 200 pounds?
So I saw a thing with him when he has his own personal chef and he went down his diet and he's trimmed up a lot. Good for him.
Does he have saggy skin? Does he have to get like skin tucked now?
I don't know. I haven't seen him naked, although, I'd take a look.
So Jelly Roll, do you know how much he started at? When he hit like a very high weight, before the 200 pounds of weight loss, do you know what his starting weight was?
Was it like 850?
No, it wasn't 850. No, it wasn't that high. Come on.
What was it, 600 pounds?
Dude, you're close. Jelly Roll, this is insane. Jelly Roll weight, I would have guessed 380. Jelly Roll apparently started the weight loss when he was 540 pounds.
What?
Yes. 540 pounds.
Yeah, the first time I ever saw Jelly Roll singing, and it's only been a couple of years.
Right.
He hasn't been on the scene that long.
Yeah.
He was like bell-shaped. He was so fat.
Oh, my God.
Like a bell.
540
Really?
pounds. He's lost about 200. He's now down to about 357.
Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw that he ran in like a 5K
Yeah.
a while ago,
Yeah.
and he did it. And good, I'm happy for him.
Yeah, isn't he in town for that? Because we're going to have, let me find my, let's see, Alan, let me find my email here. Hold on, let me just go back here. Yeah, there's an event coming up, and is Jelly Roll part of this thing?
I don't know.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me find the event. See, yeah, because we're gonna have. Yeah. All right. So a PR firm gets a hold of me. Do you have interest in talking with Bert Kreischer, the comedian,
comic? We love Bert,
and Tom Segura and Jelly Roll, because they're going to be doing the Three Bears 5K May 4th at Ray J.
That's awesome.
So they're having this event, and they're booking Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura, to call the show before the race to kind of promote this 5K. And Jelly Roll's going to be there.
Would they be able to come in? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, because the event is on Sunday, May 4th. They're going to be calling in, I think, on Thursday, May 1st.
All right.
Is when they're supposed to be calling in.
Up to you, man, if you want to do it.
Yeah. No, I am doing it. I already,
don't know.
Yeah, I already said yeah.
What, you're doing the interview or you're doing the 5K?
No, I'm doing the interview.
You're not doing the 5K?
But, I'd love to have... I'm gonna see if Jelly Roll can join the call as well, because I want to congratulate him. And by race time, if a couple of days ago he was down from 540 to 357, Jelly Roll, by the race at Ray J for the 5K, he might be... It's not unfeasible or infeasible that he could be down to 300. I mean, Fester, he's within your zone now, because Fester, you're like 350-ish.
Like 350, in another couple of pounds, maybe me and Jelly Roll can swap some clothes.
Anyway, I just thought it was
Hope you like
fantastic.
Hawaiian shirts.
I think that's it. I think we're going to end the show right there. I think we're going to call it a week. I think it's been a very successful week of MJ Morning Show crapcasting. If you have any comments, any questions, you can email my personal email account at mj@mjmorningshow.com. Give me a follow on Instagram. I'm certified MJ Radio, and I'm sure I'll be posting some additional content this weekend. And, see what I have right now. Check out the lady with the insane, crazy ring finger. and my massive concern for that.
You're just inviting more heat.
Bring it on.
Yeah, bring it on. You know what? If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. And you know me, I'm in the kitchen all day long. I'm like a sous chef. I'm chopping up carrots and celery with my knuckles so I don't cut a finger off or something. All right, Fester, anything before we go?
Oh, geez. Allison just sent me a text.
Yeah.
I got the pink and purple Trader Joe's bag. Now she wants a purple and green one. She wants all four.
You better send us a list. Chloe's sending me a list right now.
Follow us to Trader Joe's right now.
You want me to pick yours up?
No. Well, let's all go. Let's make it appear.
Why does Fester have to go? Let him get home.
Hang on a minute. Fester, let's all go. Fester, right. MJ, and Michelle will be making an appearance at Trader Joe's in South Tampa at about 10:15.
By the way, so you know, because you were so generous sounding on the air, Clay put out a little alert at work.
The what?
Anybody who wants a Trader Joe's bag,
no, she
let
didn't.
her know right now.
No,
because I have an order.
There's a limit. No, no, I'm not doing that.
Okay, so listen, if you show up to Trader Joe's, there's a limit. There's like 2 or 4 or something like that. But if you show up to Trader Joe's, you carry your own bag. MJ will pay for it.
No, there's no. I'm not paying.
People, I'm not. 50 people showed up. $150.
I'm not paying.
One bag.
I'm not paying for people's totes.
Come to Trader Joe's. Meet us in 25 minutes in the South Tampa Trader Joe's. MJ will buy the bag for $2.99.
No, I won't.
Yes,
Stop it.
He's good for it.
I will not. I will not.
Free bags at Trader Joe's in 25 minutes in South Tampa.
If you would like to meet Michelle, me, MJ, and Fester at the Trader Joe's in South Tampa.
MJ will
He'll buy you a bag.
Well, we're going to be there at about 10:15 to 10:20. It's going to be a 5-minute appearance. That's it.
You got to find us. I'm wearing a big blue Hawaiian shirt.
I'm in and I'm out.
If you say hi to us, MJ, he'll buy your bag. $3. It's yours.
All right. No, I will not.
Yes, you will.
I'm not buying your bag.
Yes, you will.
All right,
cheap
folks.
Bastard.
We'll see you back here Monday morning on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. And do me a favor, let's be careful out there.
The Q105 app is your connection to all the big contests.